Okay, we should be good and live. Let's see what people are saying. Something a little different today. This one should be fun, actually. This one should be fun. We're gonna just do some video reactions, guys. Nothing serious. Just make sure the connection's good. Let me know what the connection's saying, guys. Like the live. We're not doing debates today, guys. We're gonna actually get into some real detail. We're gonna get into some real detail, guys. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch a video of the states and the cities in the US and the UK being ranked. So we're gonna get an idea of what the places look like. We're gonna get an idea of what people are talking about when they're saying, "Oh, you know, my city's amazing," and maybe we're saying, "Dude, like the USA clears, bro." Okay, we're gonna get an idea. So all these people that have been talking shit before, they're gonna have to back up what they say in front of everybody now. We're gonna see what your little hometown looks like. Leicester, York, Bristol. Yeah, we're gonna see what your little hometown looks like now. So we're gonna do a video reaction. This guy knows his shit. He's if you've seen him on YouTube, he's called Nick Johnson. So he does reviews of like every state in the United States. And then there's another dude who I got up here who he's gonna do this for us and rank 33 British cities. Oops, hold on. There we go. So I've never seen either of these videos. I think maybe the Nick Johnson one. I might have seen like an old version of the video. Let's see what version is this. This is 4 years ago. So this is I guess kind of old, right? 4 years ago. But we'll see as things go on. So let's try and run up the likes and people and stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll start at 2K likes because we want people to fill into the live and like give their opinion. So guys, if you got any perspectives, let me know. To anybody who is a regular, let me know if you got a notification that told you I was going live because I have an issue when I go on restream to go live. Sometimes it doesn't show up, which is annoying. So let's just make sure that people are able to get in and we can have a good discussion. Obviously, we're not debating today. What's up, Future Crusaders in the house? Everyone that's in the house, like we're not doing debates today. If you guys want me to do debates, I can do debates. But yeah, okay. So apparently people aren't getting notifications that I'm going live. You got the YouTube one though. Interesting, interesting. So how do I have to share my own live or something? Like how would I notify people? Because yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't think that it gets no. I don't think everybody gets notified as much when I do the restream, but that's okay because guys, it's actually an announcement. Not really, but I'm actually gonna get some streaming equipment. I'm probably gonna buy it tonight or today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna have like a nice high quality camera. I already have a mic set up, and we're gonna be going from TikTok Studio. Now I have a MacBook Pro, so you can't do TikTok Studio on your MacBook Pro, but I also have a quite powerful PC. I've just been waiting to get to this particular location because if you know me, you know that I'm up, down, here, there, and everywhere. And I'll probably do another streaming setup in New York as well. So, 2K likes, we're gonna start the. Is it a show? It's not really a show. Let's just chill and see how many people we can get in. We've got 706 likes. See if we can get to about 20 people. I know the notification isn't sharing with everyone, but there's not really much I can do about that. There is not much I can do about the notifications not sharing. Link in bio. Oh, yeah, no, it's not the same name. Link in bio for the YouTube. But yeah, I mean, we just started YouTube. We're gonna get some other videos up there. Like I say, my streaming setup's gonna help with that. But thanks to everyone that's supporting right now. Anyway, you guys are the early ones. Don't worry, we're gonna be massive one day, and be able to get my daughter's story heard by everybody. Lovely. Thanks for the likes, guys. Yeah, Stars Perspective, that's the YouTube. View count doesn't do as well when we got the restream on, as I say. But when you wait on live as well, you usually get more viewers. So we're just gonna see. Share the live, guys, please. Like the live. Tell the algorithm what's going on because the algorithm don't know what's going on. If we can't, then we might have to do a normal live. It will be the same topic. It will be reacting to these videos, but it's just harder to do it through Restream. So let's see. Oh, we got 1K likes already. Thanks, everyone running up the likes. Try to get to 2K likes, and then I think we'll start. We've got 9 people. Now, it looks like my live shared the live video. So does that mean that when my live shares it, then it goes live? Is that how it works? Because I just got a notification saying Dora story shared. So hopefully my TikTok is sharing the live. Apologies for the delays as well, guys, for everyone that's chilling in the chat. This should be a good one. Like, we're going to be talking the States with some real, like, evidence to back shit up. I haven't seen these videos, but I think it'll be good. 1.3. Do you live on? Do you live in USA? Oh, do I live in USA? Yeah, you're still wrong. It's Darth. I live in both, bro. I live in both. Ik woon in beides.
MC, make another hit.
This ain't what you want.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
Ah.
I just wanna rock. I just wanna rock. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya.
2K, we want to start up. I'm assuming you're originally from the UK. Yeah, I am. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. View count wise, view wise, seems like we're rising. We're boosting. Yeah, I am originally from the UK, and but I still think the USA is better. So let's see how we do. Almost at 2K likes. 8 people. Let's see. We just have to see how it goes, I guess. Once we start, we can go to a traditional live. Because again, the traditional lives get like 10 times the views. I don't know what it is about the algorithm. It just prefers like when I'm live on TikTok. I'll try and set up the TikTok studio in like the next 2 days. So we should be able to do this on TikTok studio with viewers, and people will be able to request. So imagine if I'm like this, but then people can also request. That would be quite good, isn't it, guys? Innit? That'll be good, innit? Okay, we're at 2K. Let's get started. We'll see how it goes, like I say.
I'm going to rank all 50 states from worst to best. For the rankings, I used 3 inputs. My personal ranking system, which takes into account 7 factors, including crime, schools, cost of living, and jobs. I Googled other state rankings, published by reputable sources, and factored in their opinions. And I used my own personal first-hand experience. I've been to all but 6 states. Then I fed all the data into a big giant computer, and I had these nerds crunch all the information for me. They were expensive. I found them on Upwork. We're going to run through these fast because if I didn't, we'd be here all day. And
AK on top. What's AK? Is that Alaska?
Nobody wants that. I can only hear myself talk for so long, so I get it. Plus, these guys cost like $150 an hour each. 1, 2, 3, let's go. We begin our worst.
Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube future. I appreciate that.
To best state rankings in. Sorry, New Mexico. That's just how it's got to be. You rank last best. Property crimes here are the highest in the country, and people are the 5th poorest. Not that there's anything wrong with poor people, but this state is just so basic. It's
Arkansas. Arkansas on top. Is that true, guys? I doubt it.
Pretty here, though. West Virginia's pretty too, but man, times are tough. They rank last in economy and infrastructure, and there's nothing to do here at all. Arkansas is also poor, and there aren't a ton of jobs here.
There you go, bro. There's your Arkansas. 48. Wait, do you guys agree so far? It's got New Mexico last. West Virginia. Is West Virginia that bad? I thought it was like a beautiful place. But I guess it's his little metric that he's using to rank, isn't it? Arkansas.
Except at Walmart, I guess, which is just part of life here. Home prices are the 3rd lowest in the country, and there's a reason why. However, apparently Arkansasians are the 10th happiest people in the country. Stay that way, Arkansas. Okay, I think we're going to be in the...
If they're the 10th happiest, then why is it ranked so low? Isn't that what matters?
South a lot at the beginning of this video. Mississippi's the poorest state, and 1 in 3 residents here don't even know how to spell Mississippi. It's unbearable here in the summer. And who eats catfish? Not me. Right next door is Mississippi's slightly more successful younger brother. Jobs are increasing in Alabama, though, so that's good. More people go to church here than in any other state, so maybe they can pray to move up the list. Actually, they probably don't even care.
Yeah, that's the thing. I swear in these states like Alabama, Mississippi, like, do these people even care about like all the stuff the city people got going on? Like, I don't know.
Oh no, Oklahoma, say it isn't so. You knew the state was coming up sooner or later, right? Hey, Oklahoma ladies, you have no room to complain. You have the most women
Peach said she eats catfish. Yeah, I feel like that would be me. I'll be like in some southern state eating catfish.
in prison per capita than any other state. And I learned Oklahoma residents eat the least number of fruits and veggies, and that is just so irresponsible of you. So the people in the small towns of Louisiana are the most genuine and giving people I think I've ever
I can't lie. Some of these places in the South, they do look kind of like bummy.
met. However, their state ranks in the bottom 10 on 8 of 11 categories from my own personal ranking system. If I had measured grossings to put crawfish in, Louisiana would have ranked even worse.
Oh, I know what we're gonna do. We'll watch like a few videos and then we'll do the live, the debate live. So I want to watch this and I want to watch one about the UK as well. So stick around if you guys care.
Also ranking poorly is Missouri, which some people here call misery, and for what reason I can only speculate. High crime, poor health, poor people. One leading news organization said Missouri ranks dead last for quality of life, and that is just mean.
Does this factor in all the crime in St. Louis?
Yes, it does, Mappy, and that's a dumb hat. Now, if you live in Ohio, you either love it or hate it, but you'll say that you love it. Jobs here continue to leave, as do residents. Ohio ranks 10th worst for business opportunities. All of Ohio's largest cities, except Columbus, are terrible for crime, poverty, and drugs.
What's crazy about the US is how much of it looks the same. You'd think that with all of these different states, like some of these places would look mad different from each other. Ohio should be 50. Is it really
terrible.
that
You
bad?
should be ashamed of yourselves. You may not know it, but South Carolina is the 5th most dangerous state in the country when you
No, South Carolina looks good. Is that Myrtle Beach? I feel like that's Myrtle Beach. That place looks familiar.
measure property and violent crimes. However, on the bright side, South Carolina ranks 9th for percentage growth, meaning people are moving here more than, well, 41 other states, I guess. Okay, let's take a break. Those are our bottom 10. There shouldn't be any surprises, right?
What do you think about Levitt calling Canada the soon to be 51st state? I just saw a video.
If there are,
I just saw a video recommendation talking about Canada might join the European Union. So I don't know, man. I feel like Canada would be better off with like the EU people, man. Like we need a country for all of the normal people. The Americans are normal people. Yeah, kind of, man. Like all of this, like I'm not even gonna get into politics on this video, but yeah, I don't think Canada should be the 51st state. It should go join like UK and all the other like European countries.
I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments below. Let's crunch the numbers on the next 10 states to see what we get. Our next round kicks off in Delaware. Poor Delaware. But what are you going to do? Fight somebody? Speaking of fighting, sure, Washington has a
Bro didn't even dedicate any time to Delaware. He was like, Delaware is literally tiny. I swear it's like the side of London or something.
great economy and tons of tech jobs, and they care about the environment, and it's pretty. But Seattle is
How big is Delaware actually? Let's see. Delaware. Should we get a map on? Delaware. What even happens in Delaware? Give me the full map. Come on. Oh yeah, open the maps. Oh, okay. It's not that small. What goes on here? Where's like the big city? Is it Camden or Dover? I don't know. All these places are just UK names as well. Camden, Dover, Milton. What goes on in Delaware? I think Delaware is similar to the country of Netherlands. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know fuck all about Delaware, man.
an absolute mess, which is sad because it used to be such a great city. If you can fix Seattle, Washington's in the top 5 for sure. People in Kentucky are the 6th poorest and live the 3rd shortest lifespans. Both of these are directly correlated with one another. It's also the 5th least educated state, and more people die from smoking than anywhere else, and those are directly correlated with one another. Tennessee's capital, Nashville, is booming. Its second biggest city, Memphis, is booming too.
Wait, hold up. All the states that I want to move to in the bottom, guys, help. Why is Tennessee and South Carolina so low? Like, what is it about them that's making them get ranked so low? Is it the crime? Is it the like? I know that they rank things by like public services, so it's like hard to really tell. But like, can someone just let me know like what the fuck is getting these places ranked so low? I feel like I'm gonna shop. They're like, oh, oh, this is Tennessee.
But those are gunshots. Lots of people here are obese, smoke, and are just
Oh, Future's from Tennessee. There you go. So Tennessee. What's it saying, Future? Come on, man. Is that really the 37th worst state? Are you even lying to me?
generally unhealthy and should think about how to improve their health. And no, I'm not a doctor. The economy of Pennsylvania has struggled since coal and steel aren't as popular as they once were. Pittsburgh's been a bright spot among the Rust Belt members of the family. Philadelphia has been rocked by poverty, crime, drugs, and corruption since like forever ago. There's always mushrooms, apples, milk, and grapes. Not that they eat a lot of that here, of course.
Oh, come on. Really? Pennsylvania food quality is like dope because of the Amish, right? How the hell is Pennsylvania? I need to see what they're ranking high.
Or say cheesesteaks. No, those are Pennsylvania's best agricultural outputs. Alaska is the most dangerous state in the country, ranking first for violent crimes and second for property crimes. Alaska also has the most gun owners per capita. Alaska also has the most bear attacks per capita. You think the criminals and bears would stay away, but alas. Georgia's
terrible joke. Oh no, Georgia. Georgia 34. Why does everywhere look the same, bro? These big box places, bro. Nah, bro. America needs to like redo its infrastructure in so many places. Like, what the fuck is up with these box places everywhere? Damn, bro. They could have made this place look dope. All that land, and you make like a giant Walmart. Georgia, 34. All the southern states are just getting BTFO. What is his metric, bro? What is his
pretty much Atlanta and the rest of the state. Atlanta's a terrible place filled with crime and traffic, unless you're a rich white person in the suburbs. But that's not Atlanta. The rest of the state is camouflage and trucks. Nevada's pretty much Las Vegas and the rest of the state. Las Vegas is a terrible place filled with crime and casinos.
Oh, come on. He's reducing like a whole metropolitan areas, Atlanta, Las Vegas, to just terrible place of crime. Like, I know people that have been to Vegas. They said they fucking loved it, bro. And I'm not talking about like casino Vegas, like just Vegas, bro. And was I want Atlanta? A lot of people move to Atlanta. Like, isn't it kind of a dope place? I don't know. You know, I'm just a researcher trying to learn, all right?
Unless you're a rich white person in the suburbs, but that's not Vegas. The rest of the state is just sand.
Bruh. Yeah, this doesn't count. Like, yeah, I know someone that owns land here, and it literally, I looked up the land and it looked like this, and I was just like, oh.
There's a reason Illinois ranks 4th in the country for people leaving it, mostly because of Chicago drama. The rest of the state isn't too impressive either, and they're probably bored. Likely. Maybe.
All my girlfriends are in Chi-Town.
You don't know people in Chicago. Shut up, woman. South Dakota's better than Illinois. According to the data, it is. And the numbers scream average with a capital A. South Dakota also ranks 3rd in fiscal stability and 2nd in natural environment, which means there's hardly any pollution here at all. Bye, South Dakota.
Is it really that you can't sleep on like those so-called flyover states? Like, I had a feeling that some of the best places would be the flyover states. I was looking into Indiana today. We'll see what they say about Indiana because I want to know because the girl that comes on when we do the abortion lives, she talks about Indiana because she's from there. And she said like they have no homeschool rules. I looked it up. It's constitutional carry. Like, it looks like a fucking kind of dope place. And there's a place called South Bend, which is near Lake Michigan, which I thought would be a nice place to live. But the only downside for it seems to be the weather. And obviously, I haven't seen what it's like. So if anyone knows about Indiana, tell them about Indiana.
Okay, so
I'll message her as well and see what she says about Indiana.
that's our sort of bad states, but
Oh yeah, MJ was born in Gary. We ain't fucking with Gary over here. We ain't going to Gary, Indiana.
not worst states list. If your state's on that list, then your state's kind of bad, but not really bad. We continue. These guys are really working hard here to bring us our next 10 states. Man, do these guys have any other hobbies or what? Now, I've never been to Wyoming, so it wouldn't be fair for me to speculate on exactly what it's like to live here. All the data seems to agree that Wyoming is the 30th best state. And who's going to argue with that? Alternatively, Indiana's a state I know really well. The data says Indiana's average, and after living there for 5 years, I'd agree. The people here are hard workers. They steal from...
Hold up. Sorry, guys. What the fuck was it before? Wyoming. Okay, Wyoming, and then we got Indiana. Okay, so these states are ranking higher than all the states in the South. So the guy said he hasn't been to this place. So it's like we don't really know. He just saying shit, right? Same way, like I don't know because I haven't been to these places. I'm just saying shit. But on the metrics matter. The metrics matter. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, all the places I wanted to live are like lost in the fucking bottom of the table. Someone said West Wyoming is dope. Yeah, I don't know if I would visit Wyoming. It just seems like a place where I wouldn't enjoy, but maybe I'm just being like prejudiced.
From one another, and Walmart is the only form of entertainment
What's so bad about Gary? Oh no, I don't know. I just heard fucked up shit about there. Isn't that where Freddie Gibbs is from, the rapper? It just sounds like a fucking shithole.
for like 90% of the population, and that is just sad. Rhode Island, the smallest state. It has the least pollution in the country and the 5th best healthcare. What can you say bad about little Rhode Island? Even their flag is cute and non-threatening. Hope. Hope. Nearby is New York. Ask anybody in New York if they think.
Okay, so I don't know if I call about Rhode Island either, but yeah, it's really small. Didn't say much about it. Maybe I'll look up some stuff about it in a sec. Actually, let's see Rhode Island. What is Rhode Island known for? Rhode Island, smallest state in the US, Newport Mansions, beaches and coast. Oh, beaches and coastline. Okay, what's that beach in New York? What's that beach in New York called again? Beach in New York. Damn, man. I can't remember what that beach is called. Coney Island, that's it. If the beach is like Coney Island, then I guess it'd be okay. Coney Island's okay. It's okay. It's nice. But yeah, New York, you had to put New York kind of high up. I mean, even people that hate on New York, you can't say that it's in the bottom. Well, to be fair, he's put it in the bottom 25 of the states. That's kind of wild. I would have put it a lot higher than that. Like, I put New York up there, man. Like, city never sleeps, man. You can't sleep on the city. Well, not just New York City, but the state. I need to see what this guy's put up high, man. I want to see what his top 10 is.
their state should be the 27th best state, you'll hear two opinions. We should be last or we should be first. New York City's average. Upstate is below average. A very popular destination for people.
Upstate is below average. Everyone says upstate New York is dope. Arizona 26.
Looking to get away from their terribly managed states. Arizona has an average unemployment rate, average poverty levels, and below average schools. But it's pretty here, and there's far worse places for weather, I guess.
Phoenix does seem like a nice place, actually. And in Phoenix, that's where that girl does the pop the balloon or I'm love thing. And she seems like a very classy lady. A lot of the black people from Arizona, they seem like very like nice, classy people compared to like some other states I've seen. So, just being honest. Oregon, this looks dope as fuck. Now, where is Oregon on the map? Now, let me just look this up, guys, because I know where it is, but I want to like really get the geographical feature. So we know it's on the West Coast, but okay, so it's on the West Coast, and has it got some desert in it? Has Oregon got desert in it? Because it's next to Nevada, right? So it must have some desert, right? And then we got Portland. So, okay, so the major city is like on the western side because there's all this desert land. So what the fuck happens in like the bottom right of Oregon? Nord Stream, what's people saying? Oh, Nord Stream, he's talking about the EU. This looks nice though. Look, he's got some nice rocks and water. That water does look nice. Is that the Pacific coast?
Like Arizona, Oregon's population is increasing rapidly, and as a result, the cost of living is also increasing rapidly. And like Arizona, everything about Oregon is just average, except the public schools, which aren't. The state has perhaps the prettiest coastline in the nation, so that's cool.
Dope, that's the coastline. Okay, that is very, very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Kansas, look how flat that shit is, bro. What is that, like Tornado Alley? Nah, we ain't living in Kansas. 24, really? Isn't it just farmland?
Speaking of average, Kansas is just about as average as you can get. That's why it's right in the middle. And of course, they're environmentalists in Kansas. Because in case you didn't know, it's illegal to hunt whales here, and I'm not kidding about that. That's actually a state law. California, what? Only the 23rd best state.
Nah, he's bugging, bro. Like I say, I've never properly been to Cali, but most people say Cali is the best state. I'm gonna keep it real. The two states I hear as the best most are Cali and Texas, and it could just be because like aren't they the most populated states or something like that? I think yeah, they're the two most populated states, so it's probably like a mad bias. Now people shit on Cali because they're like, oh, the taxes and all this stuff, but why the fuck was everyone going there in the first place? Beautiful landscape, nice weather, beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood, entertainment industry. So, you know, come on, man. It's got like the best climate in the country. 23. So it must have got brought down by all those other metrics about crime and you know, high effective tax rates. Someone said, "Are you aware of the 2008 housing crisis?" Oh, okay, not to me. Hi, Verona. XXX countless Americans have always been talkers. Look at your new Russia loving traitor. Oh, who Dormph? Dormph is Dormph a traitor? Russia love. What's wrong with loving Russia? Why are you guys so upset? You guys, man, as soon as the media tells you not to like someone, Russia's the bad guy now, and then fucking Afghanistan, and like countries are just people with governments. So to hate another country is weird. Like you can hate the government of the country, or maybe you might hate the people in the country, but Russians are nice. Does anyone hate Russians? Hardworking, respectful, generally, you know, stay out of their other people's business, nice language, big old piece of land. They don't need to come to your country. What's wrong with Russians? Okay, you don't like the Russian government. Oh, well, like, why do you care? Why is Russia inherently bad? The Russian government is so corrupt. Okay, fair enough. You can talk about corruption. Newsflash, my friend, every government is corrupt, okay? Every government. There's no government in this world. I mean, human beings are corrupt, so of course governments are corrupt.
Two other websites ranked California.
Bro used the wildfire fact. Come on, bro. Like, this guy's biased. He's using the wildfire for California.
14th and 19th, but my personal experience has it much lower. I mean, I could have ranked them last, but that wouldn't be very nice of me, would it?
Oh, bro would have. Oh, I seen a video of him going to like Oakland, California, but he makes money off of like promoting this like fallen California narrative, which is a real thing because my dad went to Oakland and he said that it was like a failed state. But at the same time, like, you know, there's gonna be nice parts of every area. If you just go to the shithole fucking what's that place called Skid Row, then like yeah, it's gonna suck really bad, isn't it?
I mean, California does have the best economy, so that wouldn't have been fair at all.
I loved LA.
LA's dumb, and so are you.
Oh, this just gave me an idea of maybe doing like a reaction to some other types of videos. You guys watch Soft White Underbelly? I could react to something like that. I mean, we have a story of personal tragedy. It's kind of relevant in a way. Some may ask, how is the USA relevant? Well, we're moving there. That's where we're going to start our new life and go off grid and everything like that. Me and the kids. So after like losing Adora, so yeah. Just trying to keep it authentic. This is the kind of stuff I'm genuinely into, like America, the States, laws. I just keep it authentic. And the more eyes we get on the channel, the better, guys. Check out the links in bio, by the way, if you're interested in any of the stuff we do or who Adora is and what her story is and the stuff that happened to us and us fighting against the UK government and all this shit. I keep everyone up to date, but right now, yeah, obviously we're just doing the States ranking. Guys, run up the likes as well. Can we get the likes up to 5K? That'd be very nice. Any gifts you want to send? Can you even send gifts right now? I don't even know. I can't even see if this format. I can't wait to get onto like TikTok Studio because this format is too third party. It's not as integrated as I want it to be.
North Dakota is better than California? Yes, it is. I've been there like 3 times. People there are true blue, and there's very little drama up here. As long as the oil keeps flowing, the economy will remain strong and people will keep flocking there. Turn the oil off, and this state has some trouble ahead.
Okay, so that's like oil money. So let's look up North Dakota wages, average wages. Let's see. Tap the screen to like, guys. Tap, 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 tap. Average wage is 62,140. Okay, that's about average, right? US average, something like that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So you're earning like what cost of living? So you're earning in North Dakota. Oh no, let's do where does it rank in discretionary income? Because that will be like the income people are getting minus how much their typical expenditures are. Ranks among the top US states in terms of disposable income. Nice. States per capita disposable income was 163,500. What? Per who? Per what? How is that per capita? 163,000? I don't understand how it can be that. When adjusted for cost of living inflation, how can the salary be that and then the average personal income? I don't know. Maybe adjusted for cost per capita tax income adjusted for cost of living was 65. Generally have a higher than average amount of discretionary income. Okay, where would it just give us a number? Where would it rank in numbers on the list? Thanks for the lights, guys. Run us up to 5K. So for 16th per capita personal income, 16th. Okay, pretty good. So if you live and work in North Dakota, you're getting money. You're gonna keep a lot of that money. Texas, let's see, Texas 21.
Another oil-friendly state is Texas. Everybody wants to move to Texas. There's a ton of jobs here, but Texas has a lot to deal with poverty and education and crime, but it's relatively inexpensive still, and folks are friendly, and they love football, so that's okay with me. Okay, so those were our not so good, not so bad states. Were you on it? If so, consider yourself average. Let's move on and pick things up.
Oh, cold winters in North Dakota. Okay, that's what lets them down, eh?
At number 20. Why are these guys all wearing the same clothes anyway? Is that like a data analyst thing or what? Hey, Montana. It's pretty, quiet, and kind of boring. You only really need one sentence to sum up this fine state, and I just gave it 2.
So Montana, a big old piece of land in America, lots of mountains. It looks like a beautiful place. Now, if you're ranking at 20, come on, man, you're not balancing in. Let me get up the shit that's on my list, right? I'm gonna tell you guys brief intermission what's on my list. This is going on the YouTube as well if you guys want to watch it back later. So this is my like criteria, and this is how like the South ended up really high on my list. So my criteria is wild camping and caravan ability, hunting ability, things to do, transport options, no feminism or lack of feminism, gun rights, good racial diversity, medium to low or medium black population, I said, weather, so like nice sunny weather basically, fishing, easy to goat farm, high fertility rate, medium population density, some other stuff that I can't put on YouTube or TikTok, but I'll just say some other stuff, low taxes, medium to high income, tech and AI jobs, entrepreneurship, social conservatism. Not that I'm a conservative, but it would be nice to live somewhere with that, especially if you're in a major city, because then like the major city wouldn't be like a super like ideologically extreme place, like a super leftist city. Then what we got? Airports. Airports is an underrated thing. Like if you can get to the airport quick, that's a big deal, man. You can really travel and like have a good time in life if you can travel. Because sometimes getting to the airport alone is like $100, $50 in the UK. To get to the airport, it's like £50, depending on where you're coming from. You know, you get a train ticket, and then you get the what is it, Euston to Gatwick or Victoria to Gatwick, whatever it is. So like, yeah, you want to be close to the airport, bro. Proximity to holiday destinations. Then I got proximity to London or New York, because those are like my bases. So I'm like, wherever I go or move to, I want it to be close to London or New York. Low cost of living, small government, trees, hills, nature, mountains, or beaches. You know, nature. Walkable city. Now, you know, I've ranked these things, so some are more important than others, but walkable city would be nice. Little to no natural disasters. That's going to be difficult in the USA, obviously. No over policing and over ticketing by local government. Now, the weird thing is, sometimes in the USA, you got places where the state is like friendly rights wise, but then the police are just super like dicks because they can be. You know what I'm saying? So like, you don't want a place with over policing or over ticketing, like silly bylaws and things. Then ease of homeschooling without influence. This is like pretty much my number one thing, or one of my number one things. Because in the UK, the government will interfere with you a lot if you homeschool, especially nowadays. Places like Germany, it's illegal. Ease of big family. You want to be able to have a big family. Well, I do. Cleanliness, how the people are. That's based on my personal experience of them. No crime, good food options, beautiful women, general happiness index. Again, that would be my personal experience. So if I go to the place, I'll do a ranking for how the people are and general happiness index. Now, there's a fuck ton of different rankings there, as you can see, but obviously I'm using AI to figure this out so I can put this shit in and it works out. Now, I've actually given places on this list actual rankings based on me having been there, but I haven't been to everywhere. So I'll just quickly say before we move on, the 2 places that I can confidently give my ranking to. So New York, based on all of those things, balanced, I gave it a 5.49, right? And that's high. That means it's above average, meaning like most places I've been to, I prefer New York. But I gave it a 5.49. You know, for comparison, I gave London 5.43. So very, very close. And I didn't just write this number. I actually put all the metrics in and let it balance. And London was slightly below New York, basically the same. My personal experience of London, I actually find it better than New York, but based on my rankings and all of that stuff, it came up a bit worse. Mainly probably because of like the jobs, the wage, and all of those things skewing the statistic. And then, like for example, I'll just give you 2 more. Scottsdale, Arizona got 5.72. So Scottsdale, Arizona, I think is better than New York and London in terms of a place to live. Probably again skewed by the weather, proximity to certain destinations. Tampa Bay, Florida was even higher than Scottsdale. Tampa Bay, Florida got 5.91. So I'm ranking strictly. Like the only places that have been higher than this, I think I've done with actual rankings, I think was some places in Mexico. Yeah, Riviera Maya got 6.05. Probably because of how I weighted crime as not that high. But yeah, Riviera Maya got 6.05. So guys, when I talk about where I want to live and stuff like that, it's not just based on my personal experience. And obviously I'm not going to live permanently in the Riviera Maya. But the idea is that, let's say if I had like unlimited money and I could choose anywhere, where would I live? So I think it's accurate in that sense. But let's carry on.
You only really need 1 sentence to sum up this fine state, and I just gave it 2. A very wealthy state, Connecticut is definitely the haves and the have-nots. There's a large, educated, wealthy population, and then you have cities like Hartford, Waterbury, New Haven, and Bridgeport, where communities are straight up struggling. A lot of people are leaving Connecticut, and you can understand why when you...
Oh, someone said NC might be a good state for you. Yeah, so NC comes up very high on my ranking list for the United States. And someone said, why the US? Yeah, so obviously based on all the stuff I said, why do I want to live in the US? It's because we still have to live and work and make money right now. I don't have unlimited money. If I had unlimited monay, I don't think I'd live in the US other than I'd have a place there, obviously, but it wouldn't be my primary residence if I could help it. If I had unlimited money. Now, if I had a medium amount of money, then up till like the point of earning like $1 million a year, I think the USA is like the best place to be in the world. After that, you could live anywhere and have a great life. So yeah, that's why. It's because obviously you want to homeschool your kids, you want to protect your family. Maybe when I'm 40 and I don't have like to worry too much about my kids and shit, then I would just go anywhere, and it wouldn't really matter. I'd live in a Riviera Maya. Who cares? Portugal. Who cares? You know, if you've got money and you're well established. But until then, I think USA is a good bet. Guys, can we keep running up the likes? I love it. I love it. We got people tuning in. I think it's good that people are staying to tune in. Let's carry on.
Read very long articles about how Connecticut's economy is in shambles. This will be controversial. Minnesota people are really smart and the economy here is growing. It's actually super affordable. 60% of the population lives in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area.
What were you saying about Fort Wayne, Jeff? The 260? Fort Wayne, I was just looking up South Bend, Indiana. So at the beginning of the video, I was talking about how someone was telling me about Indiana and the laws there. I did like the laws. I looked at South Bend. I like the fact that it's right next to Lake Michigan. And Fort Wayne is obviously just east of South Bend, isn't it? So if you know about it, tell me about it, man. Even hit me in the message if you want. Anasha says, I think maybe try a new state. New state? We basically have 50 countries you can choose from. Oh, okay. Try a new state. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I want to. That's the thing. So that's why I'm really getting into like learning about the states now, because I'm going to be back in New York in June. They tell me I shouldn't say that, but I don't give a fuck about, I shouldn't tell people what my plans are. But obviously, I'm going to visit some other places in the United States as well. So that's why I want to get a good list of like where to check out. Minnesota, 18, really?
which have both seen their fair share of drama lately. It's an outdoors paradise here. Not that a lot of Americans actually get outside and see nature anymore. Now, Maryland ranked in the top 10 on every single publication I cited, but I've been to Baltimore and I've seen Maryland's backwoods, and neither of those justified a top 10 ranking. Okay, so I never actually drove through really fancy communities, but come on, look at this place.
Yeah, so he's even admitting that his list is bullcrap because bro literally said, "Oh yeah, he's been there. It sucks." I've been to Maryland as well. It was mid to me, and it's literally ranking like in the top 10 on everything. So this just shows us all that stuff that you see on a piece of paper, it does not really mean much in terms of how a place is. Like I'll give you an example. Like Cancun, you have, or just say Mexico in general, you have this sense of real freedom when you're out there, but then the police are mad corrupt and will just rob you up front, but you don't care as much as if the British or American police were corrupt for some reason, maybe because you're just on holiday there. And then there's a lot of theft and crime. But because of how nice the weather is and how much shit there is to do, and all the people coming from all different places, you don't really care. So something could be on paper like, yeah, the crime's really high, but for some reason you just don't give a fuck as much. Like when you're in Mexico. But if you're like in the Midwest, or like let's say you're in Iowa and then there's mad crime, for some reason you would super care. You know what I'm saying? So these things don't mean anything really. Because it's all about how you feel when you get there. And something that on paper could be bad for you, could be bad when you get there personally with your black face or your female face or if you're obese or whatever your unique characteristics are. Then obviously you're gonna have to experience that place. Be an obese dude, go to Arizona and enjoy the fucking 40 degrees Celsius heat. That's not good, even though it's good on paper. So yeah. Jeff said, he said Fort Wayne has been the most affordable place to live for years, and we're a small town feel city. Jeff, you live in Fort Wayne, yeah? So you know. Okay, interesting. Interesting. The sentiment says, if you're not concerned about crime and looking for good weather, consider South Africa. Do you know what? I actually have considered South Africa, Western Cape. I have considered that. Again, that's one of those places that I want to visit, and if I had unlimited money, I would probably like super check that out very quick. The problem with South Africa is it's very far from everywhere. So like it's far from London, it's far from New York, it's far from the US, it's far from Europe in general. There's nowhere near South Africa that I'm like, yeah, man, like I want to be here or I want to go on holiday here. So, but I've heard South Africa is beautiful. Western Cape in particular, I've heard it's beautiful. My brother actually went out there recently and he loved it. House prices are really cheap. Yeah. So like I said, if I had a way of like having, let's say if I had income that was, what do they call it? Not virtual, digital nomad or whatever. If I was able to make money online, which is what I'm setting up my life to be, through doing AI, software development and all this stuff, then yeah, it would be great to be in South Africa. South Africa has a huge uprising of government right now. Yeah, I think there's a bit more than just crime. There's is more like destabilization of the country. So maybe, yeah, give it a miss trying to move somewhere like that right now. Iowa 16. Now, guys, what do you think of this list? Because this to me is a bullcrap list. I don't know. Like, I need to see what's in the top 10. But Iowa, like, where is that? Let me just double check where we are. I do know where these places are, I promise. But just easier. Oh yeah. And then Omaha, Nebraska's near it. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not living somewhere in the US that's landlocked. That's a big no for me. I don't really see why I would do that.
Iowa, everything about Iowa is good, not great. The unemployment rate here is lower than most other states. Iowa City and Des Moines are places people are moving to start their families. Plus, Iowa didn't do anything wrong to anyone, like, ever. Hawaii has a lot going for it. It's a really healthy state with a good economy and pretty good crime numbers. Of course, it's really pretty. But apparently, after asking around, I discovered the traffic here is bad, and you're forced to listen to Adele and reggae on the radio all day, and it costs like $10 for a gallon of milk.
Yeah, so I think Hawaii is the most expensive state, isn't it? Obviously, Hawaii is going to be beautiful because of what it is and where it is. But again, I don't think I would live there just because it's so far. Not that I could live there if I wanted. Not like I'm just going to show up away. Hey, aloha! I'd like to move in. Nah. What was the state before this? Oh yeah, Iowa. He kind of was patronizing with Iowa, like, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, now this is now we're talking about some real contenders. Now, when we get to like Michigan, so the reason I say real contenders is because this is a place where, you know, if you're somebody or if you want to make money, like you want to be in the matrix. So whether you want to be in the matrix or you don't want to be in the matrix, this is a contender. Now, obviously, you're going to be cold, but that's like one of the major downsides of, let's say, Michigan. But if you don't mind being cold, Michigan, even me, I give it a thumbs up. And I've never been there, but you know, I do my research and stuff.
Outside of some terrible, terrible places to live, as a whole, Michigan's great. Now, the major news organizations all had Michigan in the 25-ish range, but I've spent a lot of time in Michigan and, well, I like it a lot. But clearly, there are some things Michigan needs to figure out. Is it because of me? No, never. Yeah. Idaho, a state we've talked about a lot on this channel. This is the new flavor of the month for everybody.
I would give this contender status, but again, it's kind of far from everywhere for me. It's obviously massive, beautiful. I've heard good things about Boise, Idaho. I don't know if it's for me in terms of like how I am, who I am, my demographic, you know, my being a young guy. It's far, like I said, but on paper, again, looks great. And then it has a lot of good features. If I had like a trade or something like that, I would move somewhere like here. It feels like a plumber. Or if I just wanted to make a living just doing normal work that isn't relying on being in a major city, I would love to live somewhere like Idaho.
Everybody west of the Rockies. It's all the rage for a reason. It's affordable, the sun shines a lot, and crime is far lower than most of America. And another fun fact, Idaho has twice as many mobile homes per capita than any other state.
In fact, there's something I want to look up with Idaho. So let's see Idaho vs UK crime rate. Because this might be a good place to compare the UK to, because it's probably like bigger than the UK. Let's see, is it bigger than the whole UK? It looks about bigger. It looks about the same size as the UK, Idaho. Maybe a bit. Maybe UK is a bit bigger. We can get the numbers. So Idaho vs UK crime rate. Idaho, potato capital of the world. Oh, nice. Okay, my fucking thing's going on. Let's just use my phone. It's my. It might be because I'm streaming. It's just lagging a bit on my ChatGPT. Idaho. Please. Brief intermission. Okay. Violent crime, property crime.
Okay.
Damn, bro.
Okay.
No, this is crazy. Oh shit.
The biggest
Hold up.
21. G Block Savage with the criminal. 20. Throwing shots, they subliminal.
Hold up.
Say that it's a
I need to mute myself. Apologies, guys. Just keep that intermission going. So basically, hold up. Actually, I think I got the numbers right. I said all the ops scared because we're killing them. Right. It looks like the crime rate in the UK is way higher than Idaho. Damn, that's crazy. Oh no, it says the violent crime rate is higher. Okay, the violent crime rate is higher in Idaho. But the crime rate is higher in the UK. Okay. Oh no, it says higher than the homicide rate. Okay. It's not comparing like for like. I'll get the numbers another time. That's a numbers I'd like to see. Idaho vs UK. All right, let's carry on.
Here's a song I wrote about Wisconsin. Not the whole song, but part of it. Cheese and cows and bratwurst, funny accents, blizzards. Cheese and cows and bratwurst, funny accents, blizzards. Beer and brats and pretzels, Packers fans and dumb hats. Beer and brats and pretzels, Packers fans and dumb hats. Love 'em or hate 'em, New Jerseyites live in a pretty cool spot.
So this guy really put Wisconsin and his metrics put Wisconsin and New Jersey. Like, come on, man, I'm not fucking with this.
The very boring reasons the computers rank New Jersey so high. The poverty rate here is the 5th lowest in the US. People live the 6th longest. And a lot of people have solid educations and earn great salaries. It's the most densely populated place in the country, though. There's 1,200 people per square mile here. That's more than Puerto Rico. And by the way, Alaska has 1 person per square mile. Camden sucks, though.
No.
Okay, the suspense is building. If your state hasn't been mentioned yet, then you live in one of the 10 best states to live. But before we get to the final 10, let's go to our sponsor.
Oh, by the way, yeah. So the violent crime rate is actually higher in the UK than Idaho. That's quite funny.
This video brought to you by Mike's Barbecue on Route 32 in Tallahassee. Come on down, we got some great food.
This is what Americans mean when they say, our food is great. Our food is great. Our food is great. Biscuits and gravy. Like, what is this? What is this? Is this food? It's so unfresh. Like, some grain sludge, some potato sludge, some processed chemicals with some salt and pepper, a cake, and they call it a cake a biscuit, but it is, by definition, a cake. Then what they got here? Some processed meat from a factory farm? Nah, bro. USA food is not better. The food can't be better unless it's actually better quality. Like, quality is the number one determining factor in how good food is.
Mike's Barbecue. Our 10th best state to live in.
Oh God, thank God. Now we got some real good states. Like, Florida has got to be in the top 10. Like, that's my personal opinion. I don't know anyone that's ever moved to Florida from the UK that has regretted it. Now, I know there are Americans that don't like Florida. That's a whole other thing, but like, come on, bro. We're doing UK vs USA.
Is Florida. The sunny state ranks in the top 5 for its economy and its education. It's a big deal for tourism. It's about middle of the road for crime. Florida's just all.
Bro said, did you just call mac and cheese balls cake? Oh, I thought that was like some biscuits and gravy shit. I don't know, bro. Your food is indistinguishable from cake. Everything looks like a cake. It's just like balls of sludge and stuff. Like, look, I'm not trying to hate on American food. I'm just saying, like, it's objectively poor quality and highly processed. Jeff said Florida is great. My daughter lives in Clearwater Beach. Oh, Clearwater is beautiful. I've been there. It's very beautiful.
All over the place. It's first in random categories and then last in others. One study said Florida's last in senior safety, and that is just terrible. This is Mike at Mike's Barbecue again. Did I mention that we got gator? We got some good gator. Come down.
See, this is what I'm talking about, bro, America. They got something good, and then they're like, it'll be good with this. Put some bread all over it with some flour. And then add some seasoning on top of it, even though we already seasoned it and deep fried it. Add some bread on it and fry it again.
And try our gator, and we will throw in some hush puppies. That's Mike's Barbecue.
Bro.
Gator, come down and try our gator, and we will throw in some hush.
You see what I'm talking about? What the fuck is that? And you get mad at me when I'm talking about, is it a cake? What the fuck is that, bro? This is what American food looks like. It's fried mac and cheese balls. Okay, all right. So it's macaroni, which is grains made into shapes. And then cheese, cheese is good. And then they added bread on top of the mac and cheese. They added bread onto the grains and the cheese, the processed cheese at that. And then they deep fried it in vegetable oil. Am I getting this right? This is what you're defending, bro. I'm a fucking food snob, bro. I eat like farm fresh food. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh meat. Like I smell my meat and shit. Like, bro, pause. Like, I'm big on food quality, man. This is not food. This is a bowl of processed sludge.
Puppies. That's Mike's Barbecue on Route 32 in Tallahassee. In case you didn't know it, Omaha is becoming the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. They call it the Silicon Prairie. Tech jobs and innovation are pouring into Nebraska as companies as far away as California are relocating here due to Nebraska's absurdly low cost of living and crime numbers. Don't knock it till you try it, America.
That's another interesting thing that you see in America is a lot of the places that were just like so-called flyover states now, a lot of people are moving there and then like they're kind of becoming more up and coming. So that's why I always say that I think the potential for the United States is just so unlimited because you've got places like Detroit that were once like the hubs and then they become kind of nothing and then, or not nothing, but you know, not as much of the main character anymore. And then you got other states that start with getting up and coming. Now this does happen in the UK. We're going to get to the UK in a sec, don't worry. But this does happen in the UK, but it's also like, you know, I don't think that there's a level of continuity of development where you actually getting like major cities. Like for example, Miami used to be like a seaside resort. Now it's a major city. There's nowhere really in the UK that used to just be nothing like 40 years ago or 50 years ago, and now is a major city. That hasn't. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know of anywhere like that. Maybe Reading has developed a lot. The outskirts of London have developed, but they haven't become major cities.
Not too far away, okay, maybe 1,200 miles, is the Commonwealth of Virginia, which ranks on every top 10 list I could find.
Lex said we're full sorry. No. I'm up on the border, baby. Virginia. Okay, Virginia. So what did he put before Virginia? Let's just see. Nebraska. Okay, we got Nebraska. So this top 10, I can't lie, I'm not fucking with the top 10. Nebraska.
Including my own.
Let's see.
The area around DC is one of the wealthiest, most successful places in America. But Virginia is not just Southern sympathizers anymore. It's growing up right before our eyes as a place for innovation and progressive values. North Carolina. Okay, this might be a little biased. I mean, this is my home state. While every other website ranked my home state as average, I've spent a lot of time traveling, and this is the prettiest place in the country. Jobs are pouring in, as are people.
Bro said prettiest place in the country. This is, okay, I'm going to get my list up because now we're in the top, almost getting to the top 5. I'm going to get my USA list. Hold up. And then we're going to see, because we got some North Carolina places on this too.
Sure, there's rednecks everywhere, but come on, they're not hurting anybody. If you don't agree, then just end the video right now. You've already watched like 95% of it anyways, including all the ads, so I don't care if you stop now. Massachusetts is number 6.
Ooh.
Now, part of that's because nearly half the population has a college degree and they have good jobs and a good diet and they always wear their seatbelts and drink their milk too, I bet. Okay, so there's 5 states left.
Okay, I'm not surprised Massachusetts is top considering the metrics, like, you know, education and all of that stuff. But it's not on my top. But North Carolina, that's one of the main ones that I would have. So now we're in the top 5. So I'm going to read out my top 5 in terms of what I put for the states. But then obviously I've got some cities as well. So Austin, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, Dallas, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Greenville, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Huntsville, Alabama, Henderson, Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, Fort Worth, Texas, or Dallas-Fort Worth area, I guess, would be one altogether. And then Tampa Bay, Florida, Tampa Bay area, and then Scottsdale, Arizona. But I kind of took that off the list, Scottsdale. So let's see what they
wear their seatbelts and drink their milk too, I bet.
I mean, my states would then be, I guess, what? Florida, Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, something like that.
Okay, so there's 5 states left, and according to this computer, Vermont is the 5th best state to live in. If you live in Vermont, you know
He's just doing
it's a
New England.
gem of a place. Vermont ranks high in all the boring categories that data nerds love. Stuff like health outcomes for seniors and GDP and infrastructure and education and fiscal stability. Utah, you probably weren't waiting for Utah to come up. You probably didn't even remember Utah was left.
Utah, oh man, they're just getting like life expectancy, fertility rate, you know, income. They just
Education, Utah to come up.
okay,
You probably didn't
Utah,
even remember Utah was left.
Exactly.
Maine, you probably
You
weren't
didn't
waiting for
even-
Maine to come up. You probably didn't even remember Maine was left.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have 2 states left. If you're paying attention, you'd know which states those are.
Oh, it's Colorado and where's the other one? Colorado, and is there something missing here? I can see Colorado. I can't see another state. I can't see the other state.
If you're not paying attention, I understand. This has been a marathon and you probably want to tune me out at this point. So which states are second best to live in? New Hampshire is. That means Colorado is the best state in the USA. Good for you, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Colorado people are like, oh, hell no.
Oh,
We
wow.
don't need any more good publicity. Colorado consistently ranks as the healthiest state. The poverty rate's low. The sun's out all the time. It's almost the prettiest state, right after North Carolina. It's still sort of affordable, and the state has great health care.
To you, Trey.
There's a reason
I can't
everyone's
believe that looks like this in winter. I'm sorry.
moving here. Hopefully the rest of us don't ruin it, but it might be too late. And regarding New Hampshire, while the kids in New Hampshire are probably bored, the numbers don't lie. There's less people in poverty here or without jobs than anywhere else in the country. People are mostly healthy, except those who are not. New Hampshire is also ranked as the safest state by more than one website that gets.
I wonder why, like, states like this don't get talked about that much when they have like all the best metrics of everything. Is it that like there's something about them that people just don't want to go there? Is it because it's cold or like not diverse? Like all the people in like the white Americans that like hate their state and stuff, why don't they just move to like New England?
A lot of traffic. So that is it, our top to bottom, worst to best state list. Now, a lot of
This list is poor, bro. I mean, I don't know.
this is based on things
I haven't been everywhere, so I can't really say.
that great leadership can control and fix. Hopefully, a lot of the things I talked about in many of these states can get solved through a series of leadership and policy changes. Hopefully, a lot of the things we addressed in many of these states can get solved through a change in leadership and policies. Wouldn't it be great if we had a 50-way tie for the best states? Now run along. There's probably another YouTube video you can watch. Tell your friends.
Okay. So we're gonna hold up. I want to switch to this video now. And I just need to make sure. In fact, let me stop sharing and restart the share because I want to make sure people can hear. So I wanted to watch these videos anyway, guys. So I understand if people like aren't staying here for the whole thing, but that's not my concern. This is like part of my research. So let me just make sure that I've got everything in order. So ranking 33 British states. So I haven't seen this video. I hadn't seen the last video either. So let's see. Hold up. Hi again. All right, cool. Wait, some interesting lives going on today. Okay.
I have travelled extensively throughout the UK. I have been to the majority of the major cities in the country, and so in this video I'm going to rank 33 British towns and cities, from 33rd being the worst to first being my favourite.
I too have been to pretty much every city in the UK.
Now, before I do get into the list, just a few things to bear in mind. Firstly, do not get offended if your hometown or city is low down on the list. Do not take offence. I do have many subscribers who are from the UK, so if you are from one of the lower ranked cities in my list, do not get offended. It's just a bit of fun and it's just my opinion as well. Secondly, do feel free to let me know in the comments some of your favourite cities in the UK, and also do let me know some of your least favourite places in the country. Please do let me know if you do agree with anything I say, or conversely, if you do disagree with anything I say, please do let me know. We can have a little bit of a debate in the comment section, but it's really important that we do keep things civil in the comment section. Please, let's not insult each other or use any bad language or anything like that. Let's just have a civil debate in the comment section if we do have any disagreements. And thirdly, just a little bit of promotion that I need to do before I get into the list. If you do go to the description, click onto the top link, it will take you to the Safety Wing website. Safety Wing offer bespoke digital nomad insurance for travellers and nomads who are working abroad. If you are working remotely, travelling around, it is important that you do have insurance to protect yourself if you do get stuff stolen or if you fall ill.
Oh, bro said he missed it. What was number one? Hold on, let me just skip forward ahead on this. So number one ended up being Colorado, and then number two is New Hampshire. I think maybe I will put myself on actually, just so that people know that this is a reaction thing. Hold up. Yeah, sorry, me ugly mug's back. Okay. Yeah, number one was Colorado. We're doing the UK now.
Be aware that I don't have pictures and videos for every single one of these places. The majority of places I do, but there are some where I do not
So you're welcome.
have any footage or any photos that I can share onto this video here, and that does sadly include both City 33 and City 32 in my list. And so that leads me on to the 33rd place in my list, which is Swindon. So my apologies if you are from Swindon, but I'm gonna have to say that Swindon is my least favourite place that I have been to so far in the UK. Now, just to re-emphasise, this clip in the video that you're seeing right now, this is not Swindon, this is London, but I don't have any footage or any photos or anything from Swindon. And quite frankly, I don't think you would want to take any photos or any videos of Swindon because there's nothing to do, nothing to see. There's this really ugly grey skyscraper in the middle of town, but apart from that, it's pretty uninteresting. I don't see any reason why you would want to go to Swindon, so I think you can avoid Swindon. You can probably avoid the 32nd city in my list as well, and city number 32 is Coventry. Now, the reason...
Oh my God, Coventry is so bad. Actually, I think Coventry would be my least favorite. If I had to do 33 cities, I would definitely put Coventry last. I've only been there once. Never again, bro. Never again. And the things you hear about it, it sucks, man.
Why I went to Coventry is because I actually was...
Even the uni sucks. Like everyone I went who went to Coventry uni, they were like, bro, it's so depressing.
was visiting Warwick University on an...
Oh, to be fair, Warwick is there. Okay, my cousin went to Warwick, so I guess, you know, there's a good uni there in Warwick, but man, that town is shit.
Open day, so I had a little look around Coventry. Since Warwick University is located just on the outskirts of Coventry, and from what I saw of the actual city of Coventry itself, yeah, I wasn't too impressed. It doesn't look very nice. It was bombed very heavily in the Second World War, so all of the architecture is very ugly. The train station looked very creepy. I'm gonna give Coventry the edge over Swindon just because Coventry is a bigger city than Swindon, and at least in Coventry you're very nearby places like Leamington Spa, which I haven't been to by the way, but I've heard it's very nice, and also the town of Warwick itself, and also Birmingham, so it's quite well connected to other nearby places. But the actual city of Coventry itself, again, not really nice in my opinion. And now that leads me on to the 31st place in my list, and this here is the town of Weston-super-Mare. And as you can see here, I do actually have some photos from Weston-super.
Bro, now this is the thing about the UK, yeah. Every single town centre in the UK looks like that. Almost, I can't think of... Only places that don't look just like this are in London. And I'm talking about within the M1. Is it the M1? Sorry, what is it? Not M1. What's that London motorway? I've forgotten the name of my own fucking... M25, that's it, sorry. Yeah, within the M25, outside the M25, every major city's town looks like this. If you're thinking like London's awesome, or not London, the UK is awesome, I want to move... Just know that unless you live in London, this is your town centre, guys. This is your city, and this is your high street. And there's going to be a lot of like, you know, homeless crackheads and stuff. You know, just being honest. So this is what people are telling you is better than the USA when they're saying it's better. Just letting you guys know that. Look how small everywhere is.
I say about Weston-super-Mare, not really much to do. They do have a beach, I guess, so that's a positive in the summer. But it wasn't really a sunny day on the day that I went, as I'm sure you can imagine, most coastal towns and cities outside of sunny days are not really...
Ah, yes. The UK. This is literally
great places to be.
This is a beach area in the UK. Fucking hell, that's depressing.
The town itself, it was a bit run down, a bit neglected. But
bro, I know we're on number 33, but like, come on, guys. Now, there was places in the US that looked terrible, don't get me wrong, but at least there was space. This is like cramped up and terrible. Oh, someone said it looks like Seattle. Oh, shit.
I do vaguely remember that I went to this cafe and I had a nice hot chocolate, so I guess that was a positive. So I'm going to give Weston-super-Mare the edge over Coventry. And now number 30 in my list is the city of Plymouth. Now, when I went...
Notice how it looks exactly the same as the place you just saw.
The city centre just felt empty. It felt neglected. The architecture's pretty ugly. Definitely one of the most ugly and eerie city centres that I've ever had the pleasure of visiting. The reason why I will give the edge to Plymouth over Weston-super-Mare is because in Plymouth you do have this nice kind of marina area where you've got some cafes and some restaurants. If you did remove this nice little marina area from the city, then yeah, Plymouth would be pretty damn bad. But because it is located on the coast, you do get some nice seafood. I had this seafood stew or soup at one of the restaurants there, so again, I guess that's a small positive. Now, the 29th city in the list is Dundee in Scotland. So why do I think Dundee is best?
Right, I know 2 people from Dundee, well, knew 2 people from Dundee, and they were absolute fucking tramps. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not shitting on Dundee, but like, obviously there's poverty in the UK as well, and there's like generational poverty, and you guys know what chavs are, right? So like that's a thing. And again, I'm not shitting on low class people. I fucking love low class people. I love chavs. I'm fucking, however you want to look at it, whatever class, like I don't give a fuck. Like, people that are like have generational poverty, don't make them bad or nothing. Like, I come from some level of poverty as but I'm just saying, yeah, like, yeah, man, like there's a difference between being poor and being uncouth. And Dundee, from the people I've met from there, like it had a lot of that kind of shit going on, like the alcoholism, the generational poverty, the degradation of culture. So again, not a reflection on Dundee, just the people I met from Dundee. So it's not a place that would be on my list to live,
Plymouth. Well, I guess the city centre does have some nice-ish architecture. The architecture, I would say, in Dundee is actually nice.
Again, this looks kind of different from the other places. To be fair, Scotland would have better architecture than like a place like he said, the other places were like bombed during World War II and stuff like that. So, and a lot of those places are like market towns. So a market town is like a place that sprung as a natural market before there was like roads and like a lot of infrastructure building. And then they kind of just updated them. So that's probably why they all have that same kind of look where they just, oh yes, put some cobbled paths there to keep the old feel of it. And then like put a McDonald's and a path so that people can walk through the town centre. They all look the same. But I think Scotland will have some, probably some better looking architecture for sure.
Than Plymouth. You can walk along the River Tay. You actually get some nice views when you walk along the river. You've got the bridge in the background. But yeah, not gonna lie, this place did give me the creeps. Dundee is known to be a bit of a rough and tough city, and yeah, I did certainly get that vibe.
That looks pretty cool. What's that? Very interesting building.
Around the place, Dundee is actually the city in Scotland with the biggest support for Scottish independence. So if you are an Englishman, just keep your mouth shut and don't really cause any problems. Oh, and also if you are walking around the city centre, you will see this statue of a cartoon character called Desperate Dan. Well, not gonna lie, if my name was Dan and if I was from Dundee, I'd be a pretty desperate Dan too. Now, sadly for my Scottish subscribers, sticking in Scotland, number 28 on the list is Stirling. Sadly, it's not as sterling as what the name would suggest, but it's nice enough. I guess you have some nice architecture in this.
I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit because yeah, I like to listen to things a bit more quickly. It's still quite slow. Let's put it on like 1.2 or 1.25.
City centre. It's just that it's incredibly quiet, or at least when I went. It's not ugly per se, but it's certainly not an exciting place to be. But you can go to Stirling Castle. You get some nice views of the Scottish countryside. And whilst you are at Stirling Castle, you'll get to see this statue of Robert the Bruce, the lad back in the day who defeated the English army and hence gained independence for Scotland. And now then, number 27 in my list of cities.
What's a Bruce? I thought that was slang. It's good, my Bruce.
Is Sheffield. Now, the reason why I will give the edge to Sheffield over Stirling is just because I feel that Sheffield is slightly more vibrant, slightly more exciting than Stirling.
I'm surprised Sheffield is so low. I mean, it does suck, but I don't think I would put it that low.
But to be honest with you, Sheffield, in my opinion, is not a very pretty place. It is a student.
Oh, that looks like Amsterdam. That looks a lot like Amsterdam.
City, so there are a lot of young people about, especially during term time, and there's also decent nightlife as well. But the city centre is certainly not easy on the eye. Very similar to the likes of Plymouth and Coventry, where you walk around and you feel to yourself, oh, not the best. But if you like, you can check out the Crucible Theatre. It's where the World Championship snooker takes place, so if you are a bit of a snooker fan, you may want to take the pilgrimage up to Sheffield to see the Crucible. Now, next on the list, number 26 is Salisbury, and unfortunately I don't have any photos or video footage of Salisbury. Now, the city centre of Salisbury is actually quite nice. You do have some nice historic architecture, and a little fact for you, Salisbury Cathedral actually does have the highest cathedral spire in the entire country, and also a lot of people stay in Salisbury in order to go to Stonehenge because you're only a 20-30 minute drive away from Stonehenge, so it's a great place to use as a base to visit Stonehenge. I actually don't think I've ever been to Stonehenge, but what I will do is I will drop a link in the comments section and also the description too, where you can actually purchase a tour of Stonehenge if you are
Thanks for the follow, Baba Maltiti.
interested in that. But the city of Salisbury itself, I mean, it's a nicer city than Sheffield, but it's not very exciting. There's not really much going on other than looking at the cathedral. So yeah, that's why it's pretty low down on the list. So now city number 25 on the list is Bournemouth.
No way. Bournemouth is one of the best cities, I think. I would have put Bournemouth in my top 10. I mean, where is in your top 10 if Bournemouth isn't like, Jesus, let's see what this guy puts in his top 10.
Actually, sorry, I think it's a town. Well, regardless of whether it's a city or a town, Bournemouth, as I'm sure you may be aware, does have a beach, so a lot of people do go there in the summer. It's quite lively and vibrant in the summer. You do have lots of shops about and a shopping centre too. But if we do forget the beach and if we do forget nice weather, the town itself, in my opinion, is pretty depressing. Like,
Oh shit, yeah, I never went to the town centre when I went there. Again, it just looks like all the other town centres.
so many towns in the UK. It would certainly be lower down the list if there were no beach, but I guess there is a beach.
Oh yeah, the beach does make up for it. But again, I was there in summer, so that probably really biased my perspective. Everywhere in the UK is much, much nicer in summer.
So I guess we're just talking in hypotheticals now. It's like saying if your aunt had a 12-inch piece of meat, would she be your uncle? Who knows and who cares? And now city number 24 is Birmingham, the UK's second largest city. So I think Birmingham is better than Bournemouth just because you have some interesting architecture in the city centre. I mean, you've got the boring shopping centre, which is great for shopping.
Birmingham sucks, but I would put it still in the top 15.
And as you can see here on the screen, the boring centre does have this kind of futuristic, alien-like architecture. And also, I must say that Birmingham New Street...
Actually, Birmingham doesn't actually suck. Birmingham is like a good city with a lot of issues with it. Like, for example, the crime and like being dirty. And I mean, if you guys think immigration is issue, lots of immigration and stuff. But I think it would be the kind of place where like 50, 60 years ago, it would probably have been an awesome place.
Street train station is one of the most modern and fancy train stations in the entire country. You do have some impressive architecture, some impressive buildings, some statues. I think that's Queen Victoria there. Do correct me if I'm wrong. It's of course a very vibrant place because you do have lots of restaurants and bars.
Yeah, Birmingham's cool, man. I think, I don't know. Let's see.
Nightlife. But the reason why I rank it quite low in this list is just because, yeah, it's quite a sketchy place. As soon as you leave the boring shopping centre area and the main high street, yeah, it does look quite ugly, to be honest. It didn't feel too safe at night when I was walking about, and it's not really somewhere that I would like to live. It's decent for shopping and some food, but that's about it. Now, city number 23 is Southampton. Now, I must say that Southampton is another one of these very ugly cities that was destroyed very heavily in the war, so a lot of the architecture that you see in the city does look pretty horrific. So you're probably looking at these clips here thinking, my lord, this looks absolutely...
Yeah, guys, remember, when I do the live, USA vs America, USA vs UK, this is what they're telling you, bro. When they're telling you that the UK is better, this is like, you saw, like, I'm not being biased. You've seen all the other places so far. Fair enough, we're not in the top 10, but, you know, this is what the UK looks like.
Now, city number 23 is Southampton. Now, I must say that Southampton is another one of these very ugly cities that was destroyed very heavily in the war, so a lot of the architecture that you see in the city does look pretty horrific. So you're probably looking at these clips here thinking, my lord, this looks absolutely horrific, this awful brutalist style architecture. So the reason why I will give Southampton the edge over Birmingham is just because I think Southampton is a little bit safer. Birmingham can feel quite sketchy. It is a relatively vibrant city. It is a student city, so there are some bars that you can go to at the weekend. There is also a museum called the Sea City Museum, which is kind of a...
Look at that, guys. Just look at that. Like, this is a common thing. You see the amount of rain? So imagine now, obviously, you can't really capture rain in pictures. This one's done a really good job of capturing it. The rain. Now, it rains in the UK. Isn't it like 15? Okay. How often does it rain in the UK? I would estimate it'll be like 15 to 20% of the time. Let's see. 130 to 170 days. So that's about 30% of the time, right? In England, more in Wales and Scotland and Ireland. So Ireland has the least rain. So that means it literally rains about 25 to 30% of the time in the UK. Now remember, rain looks like this, bro. So you're talking about a grey place that has, I'm going to save the number, what are we, 1051? A place that looks like this. Remember, it looks like this. Okay? But this is, a lot of these pictures are when it's nice and sunny, yeah? Look at that. Jesus Christ. This stuff makes a big, I mean, this picture was nice. Let me not be biased. The one with the little, where was it? Anyway. Obviously, it doesn't rain all the time, but you got to take into account the fact that you're living somewhere where it's cold and it kind of looks like this. So I don't know, man, like to each their own, but you can't act like this doesn't play into how good a place is. You can talk about the metrics on the piece of paper, but look at what it actually looks like. You have to live here, bro. Like when you want to like go out with your friends, this is what it looks like. When you want to like go and do something, it looks like this. The sky looks like that. It's what your wedding day, it looks like this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not every time, but just remember that. And I hope this, you know, for the people that come on the live regularly, like, just bring this shit up next time people argue. Just be like, bro, I've seen the UK. He did a video on it. It's on his YouTube. Yeah. Just tell them, like, this is what it looks like, guys.
Museum, which is kind of a Titanic museum. If you didn't know, the Titanic actually set sail from Southampton. So now city number 22 is Nottingham. The architecture here is certainly better than the architecture.
Right. I lived in Nottingham. That's the city centre. I can tell by the building already. That's the council building. Now, Nottingham is a good city. I'm going to keep it real. It's a good place to live. It's got a lot of diverse little options, places to live. You know, the crime is kind of high. It's not as bad as other cities. I would argue that Nottingham is a quintessentially English city, meaning that if you want the average perspective of what the UK is like, you can live in Nottingham. Now, with my little ranking system that I did, where I gave London, what did London get? Hold on. London got, was it 5.75 or something? No, London got 5.43. Now, I haven't done Nottingham yet, but I could do Nottingham. And I already know that Nottingham would rank somewhere, maybe like a 4. Nottingham would get like a 4 or a 4.5. I already know that that's how the metric would come out when I put all of this things into my little AI. So that's probably generous, I'd say. So if you're talking about the average place in the UK is a 4.5, with all those metrics, you know, that just gives you an idea. So when you want to, guys, if you want to move to the UK, if you want to argue about where's better, just imagine we're talking about Nottingham, this place that has got 4.5 on the ranking, or 4, probably 4. And it looks like this. It's going to show you what it looks like.
Now, city number 22 is Nottingham. The architecture here is certainly better than the architecture in Southampton, and I would say that it is a more lively place, more of a student atmosphere, because Nottingham is one of the biggest student cities in the entire country.
Yeah, without the university is the thing that keeps it good. Like, it's got 2 unis that are, one is like a Nottingham Trent, which is like a kind of fun uni. Not fun, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not like as highly regarded. And then University of Nottingham is quite highly regarded worldwide. Now, a lot of the places in the UK are like this, where it's an absolute fucking shithole of a city, and then it has a uni which has lots of investment, which makes it better. So that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it having a uni to make it better. But remember, you're not at uni, bro. Well, you might be, but if you're moving somewhere after your education, you're not at uni. So there's nothing for you here. If you come from the United States, you're sacrificing the ability to live in all 50 states to live essentially somewhere that looks like this.
Place, more of a student atmosphere, because Nottingham is one of the biggest student cities in the entire country. It certainly does have lots of bars and clubs and restaurants and cafes, but one of the reasons why I'm not ranking it so highly is because the city centre can feel quite sketchy. I saw multiple fights break out in the middle of a day in the city centre. I would not.
It's not that sketchy. There's much more sketchy places than Nottingham.
Recommend walking down dodgy side streets, especially late at night, because it doesn't feel the safest. Just keep your wits about you and you should be fine. But
programmer says watch party. I thought about doing this. It's streaming, bro. Like, you know, I can stream. I'm gonna be streaming more. The view count is just low, but I think genuinely, I'm not making excuses. I genuinely think it's just the platform I stream on. Every time I stream on this platform, it limits. like my views just stay like 10 to 20. I don't know, as in 20 active viewers or something like that. Now, obviously my normal lives get like 50 to 100, sometimes more, sometimes 200, 300. So I don't know what the fuck is up with Restream. When I use TikTok Studio, I'm assuming that it's gonna do better. Someone said up the forest. Where I lived was right near the stadium. Actually, I used to live in West Bridgeford, which is actually a very nice area, considered to be a very nice area. I found it boring, but that's where I lived in Nottingham.
It definitely does feel like a rough and ready kind of city, and if you are lucky like me, you may get to even see some random robots walking around the city. No idea what that was about, but there we go. And now city number 21 is another city where I don't have any footage or any pictures, sadly, but 21 is Portsmouth. You actually have some cool things to do in Portsmouth. You can go up the Spinnaker Tower. If you just Google Portsmouth, you'll see the Spinnaker Tower. It's like the most iconic structure in the city. You can go and see the remains of the Mary Rose ship, which was the warship used by Henry VIII to fight against the French back in the day. You can do some shopping and eat
Yeah, I can definitely see Portsmouth being better than Nottingham and Birmingham.
some food at Gunwharf Quays, the outdoor shopping centre. You can also go down to Southsea Beach in the summer. There's also an aquarium there you can visit. So I think it's better than Nottingham because there are some interesting things to do, but similar to Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham doesn't have much to do. It's just got like the ice rink, town centre. That's it, really.
There is this kind of unsafe feeling that you get in the city because, again, it does feel a bit sketchy in areas. Now, number 20 on my list is Chester.
So here it says Google my city, bro, Newark, New Jersey. Bro, isn't that fucking where I swear that's like a high crime place. There's some battle rappers up from it. Isn't that where Sue Surf is from? Isn't Sue Surf from Newark? And is New Jersey Twerk from there? Well, no, he's from Trenton. I think he's from Trenton. New Jersey Twerk. Oh yeah, yeah. You said Sue Surf is from Newark. Yeah, I know about Newark. That's where they got them grapes at. Them great street crips. Bro, I know my shit, man. Trust me, bro. Oh, isn't Daylight from there as well? Is the rapper Day? No, he's a LA Grape Street, isn't he? Oh yeah, my bad, bro. But yeah. I know what Newark is, but I've been to New Jersey, but I mean, it's not a place I'd want to like really chill like that. But I heard like on the USA list, New Jersey got like where did it came in the top 10? I wouldn't put it in the top 10.
Now, the reason why I'm going to rank Chester higher than Portsmouth is because Chester does have nicer architecture, as you can see here. You have...
Oh, Ghost Recon says you mute people when trying to debate and talk. Also, don't use Wikipedia. Bro, shut the fuck up, man. Like, if I muted you, you was probably spamming or derailing the chat. Like, I don't mute people unless they're talking complete shit. And does this look like a debate live to you right now, bro? See, this is what I'm talking about derailing. Like, I don't want to censor people's speech, but we're doing something completely different. You're derailing the conversation. Come on, man. Now, if you said it once, I ignore it. Now, imagine you do it over and over again. This comment. You're distracting people, bro. And then I got mute. I could have kicked you, but I muted you.
Lots of medieval and Tudor architecture. They have a nice cathedral up there, and if you are into your horse racing, perhaps you can take a little trip to the Chester race courses to watch some horses run around if that's your thing. The reason why I'm not rating Chester higher is just because it is a little small for my liking. And
who the fuck is going to live in Chester? Now, see, this is the problem with some of these rankings. Like, they'll get some really small, obscure place that no one's fucking with, and like, oh, it's really good. It's like, bro, you have to earn money and like get to other places and like in life. Like, you can't just get picked some little shitty little town. Like, that's how I feel. Like, if you're retired, enjoy Chester.
And this Tudor style black and white architecture does get a little boring after a while. It's just not as dynamic and as exciting as some other places in the UK. And now, city number 19 in my list is the city of Norwich. Very similar to Chester in the sense that it is a smaller city with a kind of relaxed atmosphere.
I've heard good things about Norwich. I've heard it's kind of I wouldn't say boring, but I've heard if you're like if you're black, basically, it's not going to be like a place where there's a lot. Now, I don't buy into that kind of way of thinking, but I'm just saying that like if you're black, stuff like this matters. You kind of have to know generally how you're going to be perceived. I'm not trying to make it like it's all about that. It's not. But you wouldn't care about it if you weren't different. But if you're different, you kind of have to think, okay, am I going to fit in here or am I going to be the other? You know what I'm saying? So I've heard Norwich is a great place. I just heard that like it's not necessarily like there wouldn't be a lot of people like me that are just chilling like da 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 da. What I'm saying, that might be a good thing for you if that's what you like. Also, I've got a close relative, I won't even name him, that used to live in Norwich, very close relative, and they liked it. And I've never actually been out that way. The closest I've been there to there is Felixstowe. That's where I get my deliveries from. Is Felixstowe near Norwich? I think it is. Or is it up? No, it's a bit. Hold on, where's Felixstowe? I can't remember. Let's just move on. I'm gonna go there on Monday, I think actually. Bro, I live in Boston. I'd rather be in the UK, although I've never been. Please stick around. Just keep looking.
The only reason why I would rank
You said
Norwich
you'd rather be in the UK. Like, keep telling me which of these
higher than Chester
are almost at the top 10.
it's just because of the buildings. The buildings are a bit more colourful, a bit more vivid. I do like colourful architecture, so I just give the edge to Norwich in that regard because it is a more colourful city. But to be honest with you, there isn't much to split Norwich with Chester. Very similar cities, very similar relaxed vibes, lots of cafes and cute little shops that you can go.
So here said, why do you think regular kids around you aren't around Newark? No, I'm talking about Norwich. Look, this is a place in the UK. Norwich, not Newark. Of course, there's people like me in Newark. I'm talking about Norwich.
But again, Norwich is not really one of those cities that really excited me. It's not.
This is a UK reaction vid, bro, by the way.
A place.
What's up, Crypto Monkey? Subscriber gang in the house. We're doing a video reaction or a watch party, however you want to call it. We did all the USA cities, Crypto, and now we're doing some UK cities. This is going to be available on the YouTube for anyone that wants to watch it back, which we did have quite a few people watch the other one back, which I was surprised about. We had like 20 people watch the full thing, I think. So that's pretty cool. So that tells me that people care about my streaming, which makes me happy. And I'm going to be, like I say, on TikTok Studio soon.
I really have much desire to return to. And now number 18 on my list is Exeter, and to be honest, I can't really split Norwich with Exeter, to be honest. Again, they're two very similar places. I mean, I guess Norwich and Exeter could swap places, but I think I'll give the edge to Exeter just because I think there may be just a little more atmosphere in Exeter, but perhaps that's just because of the days in which I went to both places. I mean, Exeter does have a nice feature, as you can see on the screen there. In the summer, you can walk along the river and get an ice cream, get some food, so that's a nice thing to do. And like
that kind of western part of the UK, like that southwestern part, what's it called? Is it called Dover or something like that? No, not Dover. Dorset. Is it Dorset? Yeah, Dorset. Yeah, that kind of like western part of the UK, I've heard is nice. Exeter's near there. Oh, and also Plymouth is down there. So yeah, that probably is a good part of the UK. It probably has like okay weather as well. So yeah, Dartmoor National Park, Exeter, Plymouth. I think that's probably one of the best places to live in the UK.
Norwich, Exeter.
I mean, everyone knows that the south and southwest is the best place, or southwest, southeast. No one thinks up north is the best part, other than people from up north.
Does have a castle too. Now, number 17 on my list is Winchester. Now, perhaps I am being a little biased because I did study in Winchester for sixth form college, but it is a really nice place. Now, I'm not usually a small city guy, but because Winchester is very compact and centres around one.
EW Car says, how is Brighton? Yeah, Brighton will probably come up in the top 10, and I would agree.
High Street. It means that one high street is very busy, very buzzing. Lots of cafes, restaurants, bars, pubs about. I sadly didn't take many pictures of Winchester when I was a sixth form student, so we only really have these two pictures here, but Winchester was the former capital city of Wessex, so it's where King Alfred the Great ruled Wessex from, so you can see his statue here in the city. The reason why...
Thanks for the lights, guys, by the way. Keep running up the lights. Let's get the lights to 9K. Also, this guy, you can clearly see he's putting some quite obscure towns and cities in here. Like, these are places that some of them I've never been to, like Winchester. If you've never heard of it, I've probably never been there. But he'll probably get to the real cities that you have heard of soon. I'm assuming that Manchester and London are going to be in the top 5. If they're not, I'll be very surprised, because those are easily the two on the list of the top 5 cities. My top 5 for the UK will probably be that I've been to, I'd say, would be London, Manchester, Bristol, Brighton. What's that place near the Peak District? Hold on. There's another place I like. Oh, and Liverpool. I put Liverpool on there as well. Hold on. I really want to find this place. Where is this place? I'll have to find out later. My girl will know. We went there. Oh, Buxton, that's it. Yeah, Buxton was really nice. Yeah, Buxton was awesome. Had some really nice restaurants. Bath up there. Now I've heard Bath is super nice, but I've never been to Bath. Oh, I've heard of it. It's nice. I'm a Brighton fan. Oh, you're a Brighton fan, but you're from Boston and you're a Brighton fan. Okay, interesting. To be fair, you seem to know your stuff about the UK, so obviously knowledge is power. If you want to move to the UK, Brighton, Bath. I'd say those are some good options. London, Manchester. Yeah. Oh shit! Wrong video. Sorry, guys.
Why I don't rank it higher is because Winchester is just a little too small for me, so you can feel a bit claustrophobic there. So now number 16 in my list is Oxford, and Oxford is kind of like Winchester but just 4 times the size and 4 times more vibrant.
Oxford is a good city. I'm not gonna lie. Oxford and Cambridge, they would be in my top 10 for sure.
As I'm sure many of you know, Oxford is home to Oxford University, which is the oldest university in the English-speaking world and one of the most famous universities, period, in the world. So even though Oxford isn't a massive city at all, it's extremely cosmopolitan. You'll see people from all over the world, students from all over the world, academics, researchers from everywhere. The reason why I'm not ranking it high is just because I didn't really click with Oxford as I clicked with many other places in the UK. It is nice, the architecture is nice.
Oh, we could do a top 10 actually. Let's go London, Manchester, Bristol, Brighton, Oxford, Cambridge, Liverpool. I think I'll even put Birmingham on there, even though it does suck, but it's a major city. I liked Bournemouth personally, but I don't know if I put it on the top 10. I'm gonna have to do England because I've never been to Scotland like that. Newcastle. I put Newcastle in there as well. That's a really nice city. Actually, I'll put Newcastle up there, really up there. And then I can't think of number 10. Let's just maybe say Bournemouth. Or if I already said Bournemouth, then I like Reading as well.
Nice, but it's just not really a city that I vibe with. It doesn't really feel like a fun place. It does feel like a very serious and sometimes overcrowded place. And now back up to Scotland for my 15th favourite place in the UK, up to the town of St Andrews. You've got lovely architecture within the town itself. It's located by the coast. You have really lovely coastline. You have lovely beaches that you can go and check out in the summer. And I must say, the beaches here do have a nicer backdrop than the beaches in Bournemouth. Now again, I must say that
as you guys can see, Scotland, again, with the architecture, much better architecture. EW Carr says, I've actually been to Scotland, but not England. Liked Glasgow much more than Edinburgh. I've heard that both Glasgow and Edinburgh are good. I was actually going to head up to Edinburgh because I had an interview there. I have one coming up, but I haven't been able to make that date yet. Bowen says the USA can't be better because it's bollocks, it's full of Americans. Shut up, you shut up. Let's move on.
The town is a little small for my liking, to be brutally honest, but because it is such a beautiful place and because the architecture is lovely, the coastline's lovely, it is one of the higher ranked cities in this list, in my opinion. Well, actually, I should say town, not city. Now, next at number 14 is the city of Newcastle. The reason I will rank Newcastle above St Andrews is because Newcastle is a more dynamic city, it's a larger city, a more vibrant place, even though St Andrews is certainly a more beautiful place than Newcastle. However, that being said, you certainly do have some nice Georgian architecture, as you can see here in the city of Newcastle.
Margate. Is that in Kent?
It's a very compact and lively city. You've got lots of shops, lots of bars. You even have a metro system as well, which is pretty uncommon for cities and towns in the UK to have. So you can actually take the metro to the beach in the summer in the northeast. The thing about Newcastle is that it is known as a party city. Lots of people say it has very good nightlife, and it does have decent nightlife. There are
in Kent, where I thought it was next to Ramsgate. Okay, that's where that little kid in Top Boy went. Go to Ramsgate.
Lots of bars, lots of pubs, lots of clubs about in the town, but I wouldn't say it's outstanding.
Have we had Norwich or York? Yes, we've had Norwich. We have not had York. I'm assuming York will be in the top 10. I haven't been to York, but I'm assuming it'll be in the top 10. We're on number 11 now, and Newcastle hit 11. Newcastle was in my top 10 though. But yeah, Norwich was ranked I think in the top 20. I don't think it wasn't in the top 10. So yeah.
Standing nightlife is certainly not the best nightlife in the world. Newcastle is also a football mad city as well, so definitely.
Wait, did he say Newcastle isn't the best nightlife?
Standing nightlife is certainly not the best. Bars, lots of pubs, lots of clubs about in the town, but I wouldn't say it's outstanding nightlife. It's certainly not the best nightlife in the world.
That's crazy. Newcastle has some of the best nightlife in the whole UK. Everybody who's been out in different cities in the UK, Newcastle is one of the best nights out. Cheap ass fucking drinks, high vibes, like good old time. Goers, tatties. Nah, Newcastle is objectively a good night out. He said in the what? He said in the oh, did he say not one of the best nights out?
It has very good nightlife, and it does have decent nightlife. There are lots of bars, lots of pubs, lots of clubs about in the town, but I wouldn't say it's outstanding nightlife. It's certainly not the best nightlife in the world. Newcastle.
Oh, sorry. He said not best in the world.
Is also a football mad city as well, so definitely check out St James's Park. But I must say, I do feel horribly sorry for Alan Shearer having this absolute monstrosity of a statue built for him. He looks like an absolute alien in this statue here, but oh well. And now number 13 in the list is the capital.
What does it say about society when the people we build statues of are football? Football players are cool though, and I don't think they're overpaid, but it is funny that like, yeah, what do we think when we think of Newcastle? A sportsman.
City of Wales, Cardiff. Now, I personally do think that Newcastle is a more fun place than Cardiff, but I must say that because Cardiff is a capital city, there are more touristy things to do in Cardiff compared with somewhere like Newcastle, for example. You can visit Cardiff Castle, you can go to the Wales National Museum, you can go down to Cardiff Bay, there are lots of restaurants, bars and shops there. You can also check out the Millennium Centre.
Never been to Cardiff, no desire to go there. Don't think it'd be in my top 10.
If you're into performing arts, and of course you have the Principality Stadium, which was formerly called the Millennium Stadium, and it hosts a lot of sporting events. It's not a particularly big city, but because it is a capital city, it does punch above its weight, so it is a cool place to check out. It isn't one of my absolute favourite places because it's not the most pretty place you'll see in the UK, but it is a vibrant place, so it's worth checking out. Number 12 is Leeds. Now, from a tourist perspective, Cardiff does have more things to do than Leeds, but I just personally prefer Leeds. I like the architecture in Leeds. I quite like the way that the city centre is laid out. You can also do some shopping at the Trinity Centre shopping.
EW Card says London, Paris, or New York for you. Now, I have been to Paris, I believe 3 or 4 times. However, I was quite young, so I haven't been as an adult. Based on what I remember of Paris, I would put London and New York above it, but I really can't remember it. And you know how they say grass is greener? My mind wants to tell me that Paris is better, but I just feel like if it was better, I would have remembered it being better. It probably has better native restaurants. I think New York would be the best out of those 3, just above London. So I'd go New York, London, Paris. And then New York is also good because of its proximity to other places that I like as in the whole continent of America. Where would I rather live right now? London, just because, work and stuff, not having a visa. As soon as I got a visa, I'd rather live and work in New York. So, oh, David said, I hear Paris is bad nowadays. What, crime-wise? They say everywhere is bad nowadays. The only place out of those 3 that I think the crime has got lower in is New York. Seems like the crime actually got lower in New York. Someone said Paris stinks, good museums, but definitely 3rd. Yeah, I would say it should be about 3rd. I should be 3rd on that list. And then London and New York, I'd say it's a toss-up, man. Like, I can easily see how someone thinks London's better than New York. But if they clean up the city of New York, clean up the subway, kind of solve some of the mental health issue problems there, maybe Trump can do something about the super wokeism there. They start letting people exercise their constitutional rights. New York can have a comeback and be one of the best cities in the world, easily. It's just that the problems there are threshold problems for people. Like, oh, I just can't live somewhere where someone's going to jump on the train, spark up a zoo and start smoking weed on the train next to me. Like, to people, that's a threshold problem. Like, I refuse to live somewhere like that. But if you got rid of that shit, the mental illness, New York could be like a top 3 city in the world in terms of like, anywhere, if you was a millionaire, where you'd want to live. So EW says Paris felt dirty even compared to New York. Okay. And New York is very dirty. So I don't know. If Paris is dirty, I don't have no desire to go there.
shopping centre, and also Leeds is known as one of the biggest student cities in the UK.
Oh, on Leeds, I knew a lot of people that went Leeds Uni. They had a fucking blast. It was just too up north for me. I've never been there. I was gonna buy something there recently, and I was gonna use that as an opportunity to check it out and see what it's like. But like, you know, I can't put it in my top 10 because I haven't been there. From what it sounds like it could be a top 10 city. Location for me, I'm big on location. Even if somewhere's good, if it is super far from everywhere else, like Leeds is like, where is good near Leeds? Manchester, I guess. But you know, like anywhere else you want to go, you're getting on a plane, bro. Maybe, you know, nah, Newcastle's too far. Manchester, that's it. That's what you got near you. Nottingham, you're gonna go from Nottingham to, you don't care about Sheffield, you're not going Nottingham. Yeah, mate.
So there is a very good nightlife in Leeds too. It can get a tad boring after a while because there isn't too much to do other than go shopping, eat food, drink and go out. But yeah, it's decent enough, so I think ranking Leeds 12th is pretty fair. And now number
I don't think it's fair considering you ranked it above. Where else did he rank it above? Oh, I've never been Cardiff. Yeah, I don't think he should have ranked Leeds above Newcastle, but I don't know because I have never been to Leeds. But presumably, a lot of people would put maybe Oxford and Newcastle above Leeds.
Number 11 is Lincoln. I really like Lincoln. It's a really nice to see, very medieval.
Remember, guys, this is what it looks like.
Very historic. You've got one of the nicest cathedrals in the entire country, in my opinion. There, you've got lots of pubs, lots of bars, lots of restaurants, lots of shops. You've also got Lincoln Castle that you can check out as well. Lots of historic streets.
Angel Ramirez says neither is good. I'm from Africa. What country in Africa are you from? I hate when people say I'm from Africa. Give me your country, brother.
I do think Lincoln is quite underrated. Not many people really visit. It isn't that big, so you don't need more than 2 days in the city. So it's a cool weekend break that you can do. As you can see here in the clips, it is a...
How can he put it in the top 10 then? Like, Lincoln is one of those places where I've probably been and didn't even notice that I was somewhere because it's just, you know.
Very nice city. And now finally we have reached the top 10, and city number 10 is Brighton.
Here we go. So now these are the real contenders. These are like, you know, if someone wants to come and live in the UK, these are the places that they're talking about, telling you that these places are better than cities in the US. So pay attention to guys, look closely. Thanks for the likes. And we run up the likes to 9K, please. We're kind of slacking on the likes today, but hey, we haven't got that many viewers because again, the restream issues. But number 10, Brighton.
Brighton is very vibrant, very colourful. Definitely go and check out the Lanes area where you have lots of these coloured houses, coloured shops everywhere. You'll find lots of pubs, lots of bars, lots of restaurants, lots of shops. If you're interested in seeing some interesting architecture, you can definitely check out the Royal Pavilion. And of course, Brighton is famous for its beach. Unfortunately, I don't actually have any clips of the beach, but do be aware that it is a stone pebble beach and not a sandy beach. It is a cool day trip that you can do from London, especially in the summer, but do be aware in the summer it can get very, very overcrowded in Brighton. The town itself isn't very big, so it can get very crowded. And now we get up to the 9th best city in my list, and that is Glasgow. Now, like pretty much everywhere else in the UK, I definitely recommend you go to Glasgow in the summer because I went in both winter and summer and the contrast was very stark. In the winter, it was very grey and miserable, but in the summer, the city really did come to life.
Oh, bro said, that's why he's saying the same things at each city. They all look the same. Look at them.
You have really nice historic architecture in the city. It's got
all these cities, I'm telling you, the only things to do there is go out and have drinks, watch the footy, go to the town centre and have food. So what do you want? What else do you want me to tell you? You think I'm going to tell you about how you can go quad biking because you can't, boating because you can't, skiing because you can't, rock climbing maybe if you go somewhere like nearby. Like massive stadium to watch a game. Okay, if you like football, if you like rugby, do you? Outdoors activities, it's cold and raining. David said, that's a good point. It's not about where you are, it's about who you're with. Yeah. But if you could be with that person anywhere else, why would you go to the UK?
Scotland's biggest city. You do have lots of shopping, lots of culture, lots of restaurants, bars. There is a very young and creative atmosphere in the city. Now, I'm not personally into art galleries, but you can go to the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery, which is one of the most famous art galleries in Scotland. You do get a lot of festivals and concerts in Glasgow in the summer. The nightlife scene in Glasgow is really good as well.
Oh, he said I meant the YouTuber wasn't hating on you, but agree UK cities are all similar now. High street show. Nah, bro, it's cool. That was decent criticism. I mean, I did feel like I was kind of making similar points about him, just because based on what he was saying. The thing is, he's visited these places, so it's his experience influencing this. Most of these places I've been to as well. What are we on now? Are we still on Brighton? Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Again, a lot of these places, there's great things about them, but it will be like the people that you meet and like, you know, the life experiences you have, or you know, your network. And but I'm just saying, like, this is actually what the town is like. If you want to have a good experience, you know, build a network, go in someone's back garden, you know, going out in the field and have fun. You can have great experiences and a great life in the UK. But it's not because the town centre is great. It's not because the weather is great. It's not because the country is great. But the people, there are great people in the UK, objectively.
A lot of festivals and concerts in Glasgow in the summer. The nightlife scene in Glasgow is really good as well. And people from Glasgow, Glaswegians, are some of the friendliest people in the entire United Kingdom. They really are friendly. They have a very good sense of humour, so you will have fun up there. There is a little cheesy slogan around the city that says, "People make Glasgow," and to be fair, it is pretty accurate in my opinion. Now, this is
Never been to Glasgow. I do want to go there. Someone said that's true. Glasgow nightlife is good. Yeah, because Scottish people are fucking sound, mate. I've never met a Scottish person I didn't like in my whole life. EW Carter says, I've heard Surrey is nice. So is that part of London? That's pretty much a part of London. That's like on the outskirts of London. I mean, it's not a part of London, but like, let's see how far, because my mom used to work there and her commute was fucking insane. Yeah, Surrey is like, okay, so Surrey is like a big old region in the southwest of London. So it depends how far out you go. It's typically seen as like a white area, like kind of white, middle upper class area. I've been to Guildford. Guildford is like a place in Surrey, and I went there once, and it was one of the only places where I felt like a bit out of place. The only other time I felt out of place in the UK, as in racially out of place, was when I went to a place called, I think it's called Bracknell or something. It's near Reading. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Brackley. Is it Brackley? No, I think it's Bracknell. Hold on. Bracknell, yeah. I went for a job interview in Bracknell, and two white women literally walked up to me and was like, "Are you lost?" I was like, "Wow!" Like, maybe it wasn't because I was black though, but it had that vibe to me. So I don't know. Someone said Bro's upgraded the background. No, these are the stream lives that we do. So I do stream lives. When I get on TikTok live, you'll be able to request. Live studio. You'll be able to request to be as a guest and also do this. So I'll be able to debate and show videos, which will be fucking cool. But hi, Positive, what you saying? Positive says I'm from Sheffield, pretty racist, but a lot of ethnics here. I think Sheffield was on this list rated like fucking low. It was like it was between like 30 and 20. It was like the 20 to 30 range.
The city does have a bit of a reputation as being quite dangerous, but honestly, if you keep to the city centre and keep your wits about you, as the Glaswegians would say, you should be fine. And now, my 8th best city in the UK is Liverpool.
Okay, yeah, bro knows his stuff, it seems. So, Glasgow, I'm sure a lot of people put it on top 10. He's got Brighton and Liverpool. Those are both in my top 10.
Liverpool is very, very similar to Glasgow, so it's actually very hard to split both places. But like Glasgow, it's a really vibrant place. Loads of bars, loads of restaurants, loads of shops. You've got lots of art galleries, lots of museums, lots of entertainment venues. Again, you definitely want to come in the summer months, June, July, August. That's when the weather will be best. That's when the city will be at its most vibrant.
EW says, do you think the US is more racist than or the UK? Or depends on areas? I would say overall, I would say the US, in a typical place, I think it's less racist in the US, but it's a different way, meaning like you can just fit in and blend in more easily in the US, I think, as a black person, because they're used to it. They know what black culture is, kind of. They're used to seeing it. You know, there's a lot more black people in the US, obviously, depending on where you are. In the UK, you can you stand out a little bit more because you're more of a minority, and also there's not really an economic power base of black people, and most things with race are predicated on your ability to exercise power. That's what they say, all the social scientists and stuff in it. So yeah, there's a less of a black power structure in the UK, and so I think it's better to be a black person in the United States. However, obviously there's more pernicious forms of racism in the United States in terms of like militia groups and physical violence and stuff. That stuff doesn't happen really at all in the UK. In fact, in the UK, if you make a group based on race, and you try to gain any kind of power, you'll probably get investigated by the intelligence services and shut down, like National Action or something like that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. It depends where you live, of course. David says UK has 2-tier policing. Yeah, but I don't think that means what people think it means. They don't favor Muslims. They just pick and choose who to prosecute. Sometimes they favor a black guy, sometimes they favor a white guy, sometimes they favor a Muslim guy, sometimes they always favor a woman, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they, gaslighting, or it depends who commits the crime. 2-tier policing basically just means that the police are corrupt, and they really are.
You'll find lots of nightlife as well. You can go to an area called Concert Square, which is full of pubs, bars, clubs, everything that you need. There's also an area called Matthew Street as well, which is full of pubs and bars too. And again, Liverpool is a city which does have a bit of a reputation for crime. So again, be careful, keep your wits about you. Don't walk down any dodgy side streets, or don't walk alone late at night in dark areas. So just keep your eyes open and you should be fine. And now my 7th best city in the UK is
Liverpool. Is very nice. That's one of my best experiences I've had. Like, not including the actual person. Obviously, the person I was with was cool, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of the place giving me a good experience, Liverpool was one of the best. I went there and I was actually surprised at how good it was. Because when you're in London growing up, they make you think that London's the only place in the UK that matters, and that's because of the economics of it. But so it kind of is the only place that matters. But in terms of having a good time and a good experience, I really enjoyed Newcastle. I really enjoyed Liverpool. I really enjoyed Manchester. I just don't think they're better than the US. That's it. That's all my take is really. Bath, again, I've mentioned before that would be my top 10 if I'd been there, because of the stuff I've heard about it. So, yeah.
Bath. Now, from an architecture perspective, Bath probably is the nicest looking city in the entire country, in my opinion. We have extremely nice Georgian architecture all throughout the city. Bath Abbey is one of the most impressive churches in the entire country. It's an incredibly safe place. There's not really much that I can fault Bath with, but what I will say,
yeah, Bath architecture is good. Bath is the type of place that I would really like to live, but I'm kind of big on go where you're welcome, and I just don't know if my mindset and way of thinking would be welcome there. So yeah, I think I've got on a more of an American mindset.
is that it is quite small, so you can get a bit bored, I guess. Now in 6th place, another similar city to Bath with fantastic architecture, it is Cambridge. Cambridge again is one of the most beautiful places in the entire country. I mean, look at the architecture here.
I would place in my top 10. Architecture is bang. Cambridge is one of the only places I actually think in the UK that I would like to live. So I actually checked out the potential of living in Cambridge. Silly me, I wanted to be further away from my family so I could get more like independence. I already had independence, but I didn't want to live so close that my family could just like have their little mitts on me, and it didn't work out very well for me because obviously my daughter got unalived at the hospital. Everyone knows that. Well, people that follow and stuff. So, but Cambridge is on my list, and Cambridge is genuinely a good city to the point where if someone hated the UK, someone really loved the UK, and I was like, oh no, the US is better. And they're like, actually, I live in Cambridge. I'd be like, actually, yeah. Cambridge, I'd argue, is similar in ways to like Massachusetts, like in terms of it's 5 maybe. And now I haven't spent a lot of time in Massachusetts, but that's the kind of energy it gives off, like the good architecture, the educated individuals, because there's Cambridge University, the University of Cambridge, sorry, and then it's similar in Massachusetts where they got the big unis. So it's kind of got that same kind of vibe going with it.
It's a lovely place. I don't want to sound cheesy, but there is something like magical about the city, just walking around all the colleges, seeing all the university buildings, the grand architecture. I just love walking along all the cobbled streets. You've got loads of cafes, bars, pubs, restaurants. I really do like Cambridge. I do think it is the best day trip to do from London if you are going to take a day trip.
Oh, Proper says, oh, hold on. It's Lucas says, no Chef Premium, do you pay for it or just Ninja it? To be honest, I pay for it because I get a discount because I have a student. I'm a master's student, so I get a discount on it. Proper says, used to go Cambridge for the folk festival. What's a folk festival? That sounds good. I feel like Cambridge would be good in summer, but I'd need to see the type of people that are there because, oh shit, no, I have been to University of Cambridge actually. I think I've been to that university before on a day trip. I think I have. And I don't think I like the people there that much, but I don't really like academic snobs like that. But I guess that's a hateful thing to say.
London, in my opinion. I know it's a bit of an oxymoron, but it's really chilled yet really vibrant at the same time. I really do like Cambridge. And now that leads me to my 5th favourite city in the UK, which is the capital, London. Now, from a tourist perspective, if you are from outside the UK and if you can only visit one city in the UK, it certainly does have to be London. I mean, London has everything that you need. Of course, all of
London is dope as fuck. It's dope as fuck. Obviously, as you know, I still rated it like 5.4, but it's dope. That's anything above 5 is good. It's above average, right? I'd rather live in London than any other place in the world on average, right? That's what it means, right? Possibly higher if because I kind of don't include like certain places in my ranking because I'm just like I'm not gonna go and live in like Chad, am I? Just being honest, and I'm not gonna live in India, even though it's probably lovely there. So London is great among the places that I live. It's like a 5.4. But the thing is, it's too fucking crowded. Like, it's just too crowded. And like, the laws are ridiculous. Crowded, ridiculous laws. Wages are suppressed. Difficult to get housing. Very difficult to get housing. Becoming quite dirty. But not as dirty as other cities. And a lot of political turmoil now in London. Just because of how the government is and very stubborn with our way of thinking in London in terms of how we can affect change. And a lot of people just go, you know what, I'm just going to commute into the city centre, make my money, take the tax and just, move outside the outskirts of London when I want to feel like I'm a bit more bougie. And then, you move out and then you kind of miss London because you're like, oh shit, that was actually the only really good thing I had going in the UK was being near to all this shit that's going on in London. So no one wants to reform the city because they're just like, fuck it, let me just make my money in here and then just go to the places I actually want to go. But it has great potential. Proper says London is good for a visit, wouldn't want to live there. But the sad thing is, I'm sure there was a time where people actually said, I want to live there. And now the people that say, I want to live in London, I think maybe they're a bit, don't have their finger on the pulse as much as they could.
All of the famous tourist attractions, lots of restaurants, lots of cafes, lots of bars, lots of districts, lots of nightlife, lots of different areas that you can explore. I mean, it is a truly international city, so it definitely is a world city. Now, of course, I'm not going to list out all of the things you can do in London because I'd be here all day, but what I will say is definitely make sure you check out Camden Market, definitely make sure you check out Borough Market, and also go to Primrose Hill to get some nice views all across the city. The reason why it's not my number one is because, yeah, you do have to be careful, especially in the suburbs with crime, and also it is very, very, very expensive, the most expensive place in the country, and people can be quite rude as well.
People say London's very, very expensive, bro. New York City, London ain't got shit on New York City in terms of expensive. I'm sorry, like I actually find London like relatively cheap because you could just go to Aldi or Lidl and get better food and better quality food than most places in America. In fact, pretty much everywhere in America. You get good quality food. There's good restaurants. It's not, it's not that cheap, but it's not that expensive either. Like you could spend like maybe 50 quid at a restaurant, 60 quid, and get for two. You like 60 quid for two. Well, okay, maybe if you're in a bit further north, like Nottingham, Leicester, you could do like 60 quid for two for a good meal. London, you might be looking at 70, 75, 80. Let's say 75 meal for two, you and a girl. You don't really have to tip like that. The prices aren't that bad in London. Now, if you're talking about like what you get for your money, that's when it kind of sucks. Because like if you want a decent house, you're going to be paying a lot of money. Like anything decent in London, house-wise, if you're talking about renting, you're looking at least 2K. At least, like maybe, I mean, if you want a 2-bed flat, then you could do something like 1,700 if you're lucky. Nowadays, you're looking at least 2K for something decent. And that's like bare minimum. Like if you got kids, bro, you're going to have to boost that.
London. And now then, my 4th favourite city in the UK is York. If you had to paint a picture of what a quintessential English town would look like, or if you got artificial intelligence to do it for you, it would probably be York. It is a beautiful.
The Grand Old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. Marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. If this guy picks Birmingham, number one, I think Birmingham was way back over here. Like I would have put Birmingham in the top 10. I feel like Birmingham gets It does suck, but I think Coventry is way worse. Like Birmingham at least has shit to do, has some interesting people, pretty girls. Like there's some cool shit going on in Birmingham. Don't get it twisted. It's just not like comparable to other major cities in the world that you might want to live in. But it's still better than most cities in the UK. So don't sleep on Birmingham. Like he's put York number 4. I'm sorry. Like me personally, I disagree with that. I wouldn't put York in the top 10, but I've never been there. So how can I speak on it?
Beautiful city. It's quite small.
Actually, that's a lie. I have been to York. My sister went to uni there, but she went to uni in Kings Lynn. Isn't that near? That's near York, right? I think that's in York. No, that's not in near York. That's far from York, actually. But she did go to York Uni. In fact, I go York Uni right now. Oh shit! I just realized I go to York Uni. Well, online. Okay, I really fucked that up thinking that I went to York, but I actually went to Kings Lynn. That just shows you what it's like being from London and traveling when you're younger. You're like, you don't even know where the fuck I think I'm going to York or somewhere. So I can't even remember if I've been to York now. Sorry guys, but yeah, I won't even speak on it now. Let me just
But it's not too small, but it's not too big. It's kind of like the perfect size city in my opinion. You've got loads of cafes, loads of coffee shops, loads of pubs, really good food, really good restaurants.
Oh shit, I know this tower. That's hilarious. Right, guys, let me tell you the story about this tower. This tower is a tower where a certain ethnicity, a certain ethnic group was chased out of town because they were being accused of being moneylenders and exploiting the people. And I think they chased them to the top of this tower. And then I think they either set a fire or they was like throwing stuff at them. They literally got run out by the townsfolk and like whipped out of the town. And you guess which ethnicity that was, guys? You can guess which tribal group that was, guys.
I definitely recommend you try a Yorkshire pudding wrap. I wish I took a picture of it because I don't have any pictures of it, but yeah.
Yes, it was the Armenians, correct.
Really tasty Yorkshire pudding wrap full of meat, gravy are perfect. And also try some scones, try an afternoon tea, and also check out York Minster as well, an absolutely stunning cathedral in the city. It's a really safe city too, but what I would say is don't expect crazy nightlife because it is a smaller city, so place than places like London, Birmingham, so you're not going to have an exciting nightlife scene compared to those places, but York is definitely a lovely place to visit. And
this is what I'm saying. Why is bro putting these smaller cities in his list? Like, come on, man. There should be a threshold limit for that population because you can't be putting a smaller bit. There guys, it's much better than London, really. York is not better than London, bro. Like,
so now my third favourite city in the UK is Manchester. Okay. And now this is a little
Manchester's top 3. I think Manchester, I would rather live in Manchester than London, I'm not gonna lie. But it's, again, the location thing. But Manchester is top.
Controversial ranking Manchester over York and London, but I really like Manchester. It's a very vibrant city, very creative place, very youthful. It's a big student city, so the nightlife scene is excellent. Loads of restaurants, loads of bars.
Like London is better metric wise, just to clarify, London's better metric wise and it's better overall. But I personally would rather live in Manchester. If I couldn't leave the country and I could only live in Manchester or London, I'd rather live in Manchester.
There's loads of cafes, there's lots of culture. Of course, Manchester is famous for its 2 football teams, Manchester United and Manchester City, so you can go watch a game at either Old Trafford or the Etihad Stadium. You can also visit the National Football Museum as well.
I really dislike football. Anyone who knows me, like, I really cannot stand football. I find it so repetitive and so performative. Like, and guys hate it when you say that you don't like football, especially like younger guys. But I just find it so ridiculous.
Well, got great shopping.
I don't really like sports in general. And I'm not a fat fuck either. I used to play sports, but I ain't going to sit there and watch someone else play sports.
2, you can either go to the Trafford Centre, which is a tram ride away from the city centre.
Chris said, do you support Man United? Yeah, I support Man U. No, I support Arsenal. Like, obviously, I grew up near the Arsenal Stadium, so that's like my heritage. But like, what would the UK be without football? I remember I said to my dad once, like, oh yeah, I'm sure there's like loads of fraud in the Premier League and stuff where they just fix the matches. And my dad was like, fraud in the Premier League? Because I know they will protect the football industry. That is the lifeblood of this country. They will protect the Premier League. They will not let that kind of fraud happen in the United Kingdom. Do you know how much money they make? I was like, all right.
You can also go to the Arndale shopping centre in Manchester city centre as well. And Manchester is also famous for its Christmas markets. It's arguably got the best Christmas market in the UK.
Identity crisis if football didn't exist. Yeah, exactly, bro.
pace. If you are visiting around Christmas time, you can definitely check that out. I also definitely recommend that you check out the Northern Quarter for cafes and bars too. It is a very trendy area, and also what I will say is that people from Manchester are very, very friendly. I found Mancunians to be some of the friendliest people in the entire country, so you will have a good time with the
Money.
locals up there. But what I would say about Manchester is that it may not look very pleasing on the eye to you. The city centre is quite nice, the architecture is quite nice, but it's not the best in the country, and especially outside of the city centre it can look a bit rough around the edges, so just be aware that architecturally speaking it isn't the best in the country, but I really do like the city itself. It is a cool city. And now then, my second favourite UK city is the capital of Scotland, Edinburgh.
This is what people tell me, bro. It's so cold up there. I'm going up there. I'll tell you guys what it's like when I go up there. I'm going up there soon.
Edinburgh is one of the most spectacular places, not just in the UK, but in Europe. The architecture is stunning. Lots of this quality Gothic architecture throughout the city. It is very quintessentially Scottish, yet extremely cosmopolitan. You'll meet tourists and travellers from all over the world in Edinburgh. You also have a fantastic food scene. Definitely make sure you try some haggis. It is a Scottish delicacy, and you should definitely try some. Certainly.
To be fair, that probably tastes banging, but it does look funny.
Food scene, definitely make sure you try some haggis. It is a Scottish delicacy, and you should definitely try some. Certainly recommend that you check out Edinburgh Castle. It's one of the top things to do in the city.
Oh, Edinburgh Castle. I made a custom silicon mold of this once, so I'm pretty familiar with what the 3D layout of it is.
The city
Interestingly.
is really green as well. You have lots of green spaces. You've got museums, you've got art galleries.
Ooh, that looks very nice. That does look nice. I think one thing that I would like about Scotland is I think there's hills, and like a lot of the castles are on hills, so it's like the landscape is kind of, what's the word, megalithic? Is that the right word for it? I think it appears to have quite a megalithic landscape where like the people look small and then the things are big. I like shit like that.
Galleries. You've got fantastic views across the city. If you go up to Calton Hill, you have really good nightlife.
Has he mentioned Bristol yet? No, interestingly not. So I would hope that Bristol is in his top 5. What are we on now? Edinburgh number 2. So is Bristol going to be number
As well,
1?
lots of pubs.
Because I wouldn't even be surprised if it was. I would put it in the top. I put Bristol in the top 5 for sure, possibly. I mean, you can't be mad at it if it is number 1. It is a great city. He must be putting Bristol.
Bars, clubs as well. The city centre is really safe
Nice catch. I think he's putting Bristol
as well. But I guess 2 disadvantages of Edinburgh would be the fact that it can get very, very overcrowded with tourists, especially in the summer, and also it's quite pricey as well, to be honest. And now finally, that leads me on to my favourite UK city, my number 1 UK city.
Come on.
And that is Bristol. Now, I may be a little bit biased because I did study at Bristol for 3 years, but I think Bristol is the best city in the UK, at least in my view. You've got fantastic architecture throughout the city. It's a very vibrant place, lots of students about. You do have a great nightlife scene there with lots of bars and clubs, but also you can easily escape that because Bristol is a very green city, lots and lots of parks, lots of hills that you can walk up to get some nice views of the city. Now, that can be a bit of a disadvantage because Bristol is very hilly, so make sure you bring your walking boots if you're going to visit, and you certainly need to visit.
I'm going to keep it true. I think Bristol was my favourite city to visit in the UK as well. My boy used to live out there, and I think it was actually my favourite. So, best night out, I'd say, in the UK, Newcastle. If I had to live somewhere in the UK, I'd put Manchester. Best city overall, I put London, if you include all the metrics and everything, like living, working, earning, everything like that. And then favourite, I would put Bristol. Favourite as in just how good I felt when I went there. I'll put Bristol.
The Clifton suspension.
Isn't Bristol very hippie? Yeah, it is. But it is like, it is cool, man. Like, you know, there's not anything wrong with a place being hippie. Even like some of these leftist places in the United States, some of those people are annoying, but they have a good side to them as well, in the sense of like, let's say here's open-mindedness and then here's being a leftist. The open-mindedness is good, but then the leftist is bad. So where the leftistness and the open-mindedness overlaps, it sucks. But then there's also the open-mindedness that isn't to do with their political ideology, which they have, which is good. And so that's why it's good to have a place with a good mix of kind of types of people, or at least people that are reasonable. They're tolerant of different people. Now, when you say hippie in the UK, people typically don't think of leftism because what people consider leftism is ubiquitous in politics in the UK. We wouldn't even consider it left wing. We just be like, oh no, that's just being a kind, tolerant person, as we are in the UK. But yeah, so hippiness in Bristol is not, it is tied to politics, but it's also more of a vibe, an openness that people will have, and a level of expression, like freedom of expression. And then there's obviously the university there, which is actually, funnily enough, a really good uni, but then it has this whole hippie vibe to it as well. So you get these people wearing like dirty Air Force Ones, and like the girls all wear trousers or like dungarees and have like short haircuts and like funny glasses, but then their dad's like super rich, and then they act like they're like a poor working class person advocating for the worker, but really like their dads are rich. So it's got that kind of thing going on. It's also got some nice scenery. Like, look, this bridge,
Engine Bridge, which is Bristol's most iconic building. You'll see it all over
Mm.
the internet when you type.
in real life, it's fucking massive. It's fucking massive. Like, you cannot comprehend that this bridge is really big, man. And it's one of them things you look at and you just think, how the fuck did they make that? A long time ago as well. So it's beautiful, beautiful. In summer, I was chilling on this hill in summer a few summers ago, and it was really nice. The city centre in Bristol, a lot of the young people, they just go out, like they don't even have a plan. They just hit the city centre. They're just in the city centre, just vibes and doing shit. As opposed to other places that they go out and then go to a place and they might be waiting somewhere in the city centre. In Bristol, they just go into the city centre to chill. There was a lot of homeless people as well, though. Interesting vibe. I like the fact that it's near water. I had some drinks out in Bristol. Great vibe. Pretty girls out there. It's just a vibe, man. Like, Bristol is a vibe. I do like this Bristol. I might actually visit there again soon. We're almost done, guys.
Bristol into your search engine. You can take some really iconic postcard-esque pictures of the bridge.
Look at that big old bridge. Big, big bridge. I haven't seen it from this angle before. I've seen it more from like this kind of angle. I don't know if you can see that angle. But yeah, it's a very beautiful bridge.
You are there, you get some lovely, lovely views. I certainly do recommend that you check out the Clifton neighbourhood of the city because the architecture there is really stunning.
From what I understand, Clifton in Bristol is kind of the more lower, not lower class, it's more like the, I don't know what the word is. It's not a ghetto, but it's that kind of the side of the city.
You've got lots of lovely cafes, coffee shops and restaurants that you can check out.
Yeah, I think, or if I might be wrong, but that's what I was told when I was there, that there's some places there that was a bit rough. And I know people that live in Bristol. I know a girl who's fighting Bristol Social Services. Bristol Children's Hospital have been involved in some death cover-ups as well, and some forced adoption cases that I'm aware of, because obviously you know that people contact me about that stuff. So I think there is the same kind of corruption going on there. But yeah, I don't know much about that. All I know is what I've experienced being there. Again, student city, so that kind of thing going on. I don't know what it would be like to work there. I don't think I'd want to work there. Really cool views. Actually, I've been to Bristol a few times. I think I've been maybe two or three times, slept around there. Good city.
But I must say that Bristol is on the pricier side. It is quite an expensive city.
Really a lot of homelessness, by the way. Like I've mentioned that, but like I cannot, like, they're having like a homelessness crisis there, basically.
However, you've got lots of culture. If you didn't know, Banksy is actually from Bristol, so you've got lots of artwork and graffiti work throughout the city. There really is a thriving arts, culture, music scene in the city. But one disadvantage, again, of Bristol is that it is a city known for its protests. You will see a lot of protests if you do spend enough time in the city. So that is one thing to be aware of. But other than that...
Yeah, but they're like protests, not like real like protests. Like, they're like protests. Oh my God, protests.
I do think that Bristol is my favourite city in the United Kingdom. Now, do be aware that I haven't been to every city and town in the UK, so I can't judge every single place. And I haven't been to places like Bradford, Hull, Swansea, and so on and so on. So I'm sorry that those places aren't in.
Oh, he hasn't been to Bradford and Hull. How does he know they're not top 5 then? Shit. Bradford and Hull, guys. Are objectively terrible places.
The list, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure that I particularly...
No, like literally some of the worst places in the world. I think Bradford apparently has a crime rate similar to that of Mexico City.
want to go to those kind of places anyway, but yeah, that would be my list of these 33 towns and cities in the UK UK that I've been to. Again, do drop a comment if you disagree or if you agree with anything that I've said, and also do let me know your list of your favourite towns and cities in the UK in your order of preference, because it'll be very interesting to compare lists between people. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, for free you can subscribe to the channel. It really does help my channel out, so make sure you do click that subscribe button and also click the thumbs up, click that like button as well. It really does help promote the video, and click the notification bell to get notified when I release my latest video. So thanks a lot for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Cheers, lad. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was actually, that was pretty fun. It was a little cozy group of us, right? The real ones. But soon we'll be streaming. We'll have like loads of people. It's just we need to sort out the little mechanics stuff. Final thing I wanted to do actually is I just wanted to show some people the maps, just so you guys can get an idea of like some of the things that we was on about in this live. So just give me a sec. Share this tab instead. Yeah. So Bristol, just in case anyone was curious, is here. And another city in the top 10, which was Bath, is right next to Bristol there. Some of the places that had decently higher rankings that people might not have heard of, we had Exeter and Plymouth down here. Bournemouth ranked low. I quite like Bournemouth. Paul is terrible. Don't go there, but Bournemouth is cool. Portsmouth had a pretty high ranking. It's here. Southampton's pretty low. It's right there. They're there. Crawley's not a place that I don't think anyone should go either. It's not that good. Bracknell, this is a place where I said people was kind of racist to me. Seemingly, I do like Reading. I have family there most of my life. This is where I'm from. Somewhere here, I'm just gonna say it. You know, not the hood, just the decent places here. Just think about it. This is where I've lived. So up here, this is like what we call the Midlands. And then we've got Nottingham. This is where I lived in Nottingham. This is like a really wealthy suburb of Nottingham. I'm not wealthy. I just managed to sneak in there. So this is Nottingham for anyone that cares. We've got Birmingham here, which is kind of a shithole, but I think Birmingham's quite good. Then we've got Sheffield, just an everyday place. Not that big a deal in it. Leeds was ranked pretty high there. Bradford, terrible place. This is the terrible place, and then this is Leeds, which is quite a good place. Coventry, is this called? No, that's Manchester. Sorry, Coventry is down here next to Birmingham. Yeah, Coventry. Where is it? There. Sorry, Coventry sucks. Really bad, by the way. Like high crime, as in like you could die here. It's really bad. This has, I think, that top 3 highest crime rates in the whole of Europe. This place. Another place that sucks is Luton. Where's Luton at? Oh, this is where Tommy Robinson's from, guys. Where's Luton at? Oh, this is where I went uni. I can't remember where Luton is, but it's somewhere near here. Yeah, here's Luton. This is where Tommy Robinson's from. That got turned into like an Asian place. Just being honest. And then York, this was, I think he ranked this 4th or something. But look where it is. This is what I'm saying. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere, bro. Like, so, no, it's not number 4. Don't listen to him. Liverpool's good. So notice all the places in the UK that were good, or the places where people were like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm almost out, ready to get the ship out. Liverpool, Bristol, like right on the edge. Where else did he say was good? Plymouth. Well, I guess because they're seaside towns or beach, not seaside towns, but like they're near the coast, and obviously that makes them more interesting in a way. And then Glasgow, Edinburgh's up here. Now back over to the USA. Ignore my little pointers. These are places where I'm considered living and stuff. I might put a marker on Illinois soon. Actually, I need to learn more about it. So yeah, obviously, I think his list sucked, and everyone knows what the USA looks like. Incidentally, we were talking about Wyoming earlier in the live earlier. This is Idaho. Boise, Idaho, I think is right on the edge. Yep, right here. What else can I say? Yeah, Indiana's here. Oh, Great Lakes. This is similar to, if I would live in the Midwest, I'd live like near here, around the Great Lakes. And then I've got some links and connections and other places up here, which I'm not going to get into. Right, that'll do. But I hope everyone generally has an idea and understanding of what we're talking about when we compare. Now, this live is going to be on YouTube. So I think this was a good live. You guys give me feedback. Let's try run up the lights to 10K. Can we get some feedback on that? In case you guys want us to do anything like this again in the future. I thought it was fun. But again, remember, we do the USA v UK live a lot. So now you guys all know what the fucking places look like. So don't let no one tell you, oh, the USA sucks. And you say, where are you from? And they go, oh, I'm from St. Neots. Get the fuck out of here. Just remember what them places look like, guys. And then when someone tells you, oh, what? You're from Chicago? Oh, what? You're from this place? Just tell them, like, wait. Like, okay, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. This you, bro. That's what you gotta tell them. This you, bro, yeah? This you, bro, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Pull up this thing. Talking about, what, this is the best part of your little city, Winchester. You're from Winchester, yeah? Oh, just show them that. Nah, woo. Show them that. If they're ever on about, oh yeah, no. Show them that. Just show them this. Show them that. Yes, I'm a traitor. I know I'm a traitor. I know no one called me a traitor, but you know, it is what it is. Who's that guy that used to know Queen Elizabeth or something? The old Queen Elizabeth. He was called like, I can't remember his name. And he defected from like Rome to Egypt or some shit and took on their culture. I think his name began with an A. It's called like, hold on. I'm gonna find this. Hold on. Let me get this guy's name. It might have been Talleyrand, but I don't think that was the example I was thinking of. Is it Talleyrand? Charles Maurice de Talleyrand? But nah, it can't have been this guy. I think this guy was like, is it Mehmet Ali? Mehmet Ali of Egypt? Yes, yeah. Mehmet Ali. He was an Albanian Ottoman officer who was sent to Egypt but fully immersed himself in Egyptian culture. Oh, guys. I do know a thing. I got the letter right. Mehmet Ali, yeah. He was an Ottoman officer who defected. He was sent to Egypt, immersed himself in Egyptian culture and took on their culture. That's me with USA, yeah? All right? Oh, EW says going to go compare Google Street View of some US and UK cities. Exactly. Right, what more can we say? What are we on now? Yeah, look at that, bruv. Southampton. Oh, that is absolutely disgusting. And let's just quickly, just for the people that might have joined late, let's just get back some of the old what did we have going? We had let's hold on. The video we just watched before. This is the US. So look at North Carolina, look. Okay, that's New Jersey. That didn't look right now. I didn't like New Jersey. So look, this is Nebraska, guys. Okay, we're just gonna go back quickly so that everyone can see. We're being fair, right? We gave UK a long time, in depth. Yeah. I might actually have to do this exact live again, just so that people really like grasp what we're saying. Sorry about the. Oh, is that better? Okay, yeah, that should be better. So look at Nebraska. Yeah. Look at North Carolina. These are just average pictures from these places. Arizona. Now, I didn't like how deserty Arizona is, but look. It's New York. That's not even the city. He fucked up with California. Look at Connecticut. Guys, Hawaii. Even Maryland looks better than most places in the UK. Alaska, look at that. Look at the trees and the wildlife and stuff. It really looks in that picture. But a lot of these places, yeah, a lot of them are different land masses, different landscapes. Michigan looks beautiful. I think Michigan is objectively beautiful. EW Carr says Chicago is my favorite city in the US. I definitely want to visit Chicago. I've been there once. I loved it. I love the vibe. I got a friend that lives in Southside Chicago who I want to reconnect with. So yeah, that whole little like Great Lakes region, I'm fucking with it. That's the only other place I'd live in the US for now, other than the Southeast, that little Great Lakes region. Because I need to live somewhere that's like close enough to even New York or London. But yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Florida. Look at Florida, yeah. You guys looking at Florida? And then should we, I don't even know if we can get up the other one that we had. The South, just remember what Southampton looked like and then look at Florida. Come on, guys. Compare a 400k house in the UK to the US night and day. Oh, that's a good little thing. Should we do that? Okay, let's say it wouldn't be Rightmove. What's that place called? Zoopla. Yeah. Okay, this should be fun. I'm happy this live is going up on YouTube, so you guys can check out this live, or share it or whatever. Like, so let's look up. Should we say? Let's say buy just so that we can see everything available in totality. Oh, is this going to be UK? Okay. Well, I said and I thought Nottingham was like an average UK town. So let's say 400. Are we talking $400,000? $400,000 is like £325,000. Oh no, 400,000. Excuse me. 400k dollars in pounds. Sorry. Okay, so £316,000. So about 325, I'd say. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's look at what you get in Nottingham for 325. Okay. Is that it? Oh no, okay. So this is a semi-detached. So a semi-detached is a very common type of house in the UK. Are these not even the pictures of it? I don't think these are the main pictures. Okay, yeah, there we go. So this is like a 200k house. So this is lower than that. You know, this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty good. Like Nottingham has some of the cheapest house prices in the UK though. This is good. Actually, this is actually quite interesting to see that you can get a 200k house like this in Nottingham. I'm actually quite impressed. Am I still gone? Oh, is this a flat? Oh, this is a flat. Okay. Ugh, who decorated this? Ugh. I'm trying to get like the quintessential. To be fair, some of these, I think let's go out of Nottingham because it has unusually low house prices, probably in correlation to like how much the hospital kills people and covers up deaths, which is genuinely like, I've actually heard from someone that there's an unusually large number of disabled children in Nottingham and they can't get placements for them in certain care facilities because of how many people Nottingham City Hospital has harmed, which is crazy. Obviously, they killed my daughter, so you know. Nottingham, let's go Manchester. Let's go Manchester. So we're up north, but we're still in a major city. Right, there you go. So highlight. Let's go with the highlight. You're getting a flat, basically. But it's still not bad. I mean, to be honest, house prices aren't. Yeah, someone said house prices are decent where I am in the north, near South Wales. Cities are more expensive. Yeah, I could take that. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. The house prices, obviously, they haven't kept up with wages and stuff, but it could be worse. Okay, look at this place too. This is what you get for 300k in the UK, basically. Something like this. You know, 3-bed, pretty small. Now, what can we, if we use Manchester, and this is what we get, I'll leave this up, and then what can we do for like the quintessential USA place? Let's say Chicago. Chicago, Zoopla. Okay. The property taxes are quite high in the USA as well. Oh, these houses are terrible. I'm gonna share this stuff tab with you guys. Okay, so this is what our price was, what, 400K? Let's go. Sort them by price high today, yeah. Man, these are ugly buildings. Really ugly buildings, bro. Where is this? I was going to say Manchester and Chicago both like the second city, so yeah. This to me looks like a ghetto house. Not that it looks ghetto, but it actually looks like a house I've seen in an actual ghetto in Chicago. Chicago actually gives me London vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Like there's something about it that just reminds me of like certain areas in like what's that place called? Hold on, let me get it back up. It's like where the water near the Thames. It's called like something Keels or something. Where they have that tram line. It's like southeast kind of, but near central. Yeah, like that. Is it Poplar? Yeah, it gives me vibes of like there. Like this is trash, bro. This ain't even a McMansion. Charles says, "What about Texas?" My other half says we should move there. Now, if you want to talk about Texas, you get a nice little house in Sugar Land, Texas. Let's go Sugar Land, Texas. Houston, Texas. Now look, then now you're talking. Look at that. Look at that. Sugarland, 400K. Look at this, my guy. You don't want to live in Chicago if those are the house prices. Look at what you can get in Texas. Is this a bungalow? Oh, decor sucks. The decor sucks. But you know, who does the lighting in these places? I used to agree with my mom when she used to like do up her properties and stuff. So I have like kind of a keen eye for like a well renovated place. And some of these places, I'm like, did they even take the lighting into consideration? These ghetto yachts. This is a decent one. It looks okay. I don't know about the material on the outside of it though. It looks nice on the inside. Got some sunlight hitting it. Yep. This is a nice little, you know, this is a nice McMansion. Yeah, look at that. That's what you're gonna get for 400K, my man. $400,000. Save your money. Look at the little backyard. My backyard. And that's you still got 80K to play with after that, considering what you was getting in the UK one. Look, wait, let's just swap between them. Hold on. So this was our poster boy, UK poster boy. Yeah. These fuckers didn't even do the dishes. Can you imagine the wrong ones? They fucking took the house for they didn't even done the dishes, the bastards. These fuckers are keeping the fucking bro, are they leaving leftover? Don't tell me they're reusing the cartons. Couldn't even put the dish soap back. Dirty bastards. 300K for that, yeah. Yep, there you go. So these houses are basically the same price, and then we got this one. This is in Sugarland, Texas. I kind of want to get a different one because we could actually go up on the price, really. Oh yeah, we're already priced high today. So look, yeah, you could get like a this. Then again, Sugarland is a bit far out. I'm not gonna lie. Should we do? We don't want to do ghetto Houston, but we could do. Where's not ghetto in Houston? Hold on. Oh man, I think there's 3 sides that have ghetto, and then one side is it East Texas that doesn't have a ghetto? Is it East or is it North? No, I meant Houston. Sorry. Yeah, North. North is like the less ghetto side, isn't it? I think it's North. No. It's not. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna stick with east, but I know that north of it, like Woodlands, is like nice. I don't know if anyone could tell me. I used to know this stuff back in the day. I'm slacking these days. No, I'm still good, guys. Come on. I know a thing or two. But Woodlands, I know about Woodlands. Now, that's like a rich white suburb in Texas. So depending on who you are, you might not, but it has everything all encompassing. We can look at what they have got in the Woodlands. So for 400K in the Woodlands, oh, I think Woodlands is quite expensive though, right? Okay, look at this. This big old house. 5 bedrooms. 5 doors. Woo! Look at here yonder. Look what you can get. Look what you can fetch yourself for $400,000. Look at that. 5 bed, 5 bar. No, for real though. Look at that. Like I thought that might be like a double building or some shit. This is someone's one house. Like where we at? Are we in the middle of fucking nowhere though? Where the fuck is Tomball, Texas? Let's be realistic, guys, and make sure that Tomball, Texas is like somewhere that is in the sundown town. Oh, this is literally North Texas. This is North Houston. Wow. So this is actually a feasible, place. This is not like in the middle of nowhere. This is literally just outside of Texas. So this is like living in fucking Hertfordshire, bro. You know what I mean? And look at that. I quite like the decors. I wonder what stone they used on this part. It looks very well made. Is this a brick house? Or is this a brick exterior? That's a very nice house. Now, I'm not partial to the darker browns. I do prefer light browns colors with the wood. It looks like MDF to me. It looks good though. A little bit of effort in there. I like the layout, very open, nice bathroom. Yeah, look at that. Should we switch back to the look at the fuckers that didn't even want to do the fucking dishes. They didn't even make the bed. Mate, they didn't even make the bed. Nah, dirty bastards. Dirty bot. Look at they don't even have a oh my god, they don't even have a dryer. They don't even have a fucking dryer. Look at that. You're paying 400K, they don't even have a fucking dryer for you. Look at that. You're living, mate. You barely even can park your car. You're competing with your neighbor's girlfriend who comes over for a shag every Thursday for parking. You're in competition for parking outside your own gaff. Look at that. You got a driveway and a garage. They got a driveway and a garage. Here, look at that. You're in competition for parking. Look at the fucking outside of the house. These are what we call terraced houses in the UK. They were built for the peasants, literally, for the broke people. Like, so when you open the door, like I had neighbors before, their house used to smell like curry. That's where they were from. And then like I would open my door to come outside. And I didn't live I lived in a semi-detached. So like a bit bigger, still a cuck shed, but it's like two cuck sheds together to make you seem like you're going somewhere of your life. These are for the real pobos. These are for the like, if you don't know me, I'm meant to be coming in, had you better watch it. So them what? Them lots, yeah? Yeah. I'd come out of the fucking house, yeah, in my little semi-detached, thinking I was all that when my parents thought there was all that, yeah. And their fucking door, if it was open, it'd smell like curry. The curry would literally go like this into my fucking gaff. Yeah, that's what you're paying 400K for. It would literally, the curry would blow in my gaff on a day that wasn't windy. And then look at this. Yeah. Look at that. I trust that this puts the matter to bed. On that note, put myself to bed. I've been live for quite a while there, 2.5 or more hours. Right, thanks guys. I think that was a decent live. You get to have a little idea of the difference between the UK and the fucking USA. Don't tolerate any USA slander from the people who are living in this. Yeah. When they talk shit, tell them, how's your cup shed? Imagine you still competing for parking with Becky. Yeah, you're competing for parking with Becky, Brian's girlfriend, outside her own gaff. EW says your name Adora. No, that's the name of my daughter. She was killed by a hospital in the UK. I go on tooth. Says when I'm old enough, I'm out of this country, bro. Please leave the UK. It sucks so bad. Sorry for the messy hair, but yeah, my name's Amma. AMA. Right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna dip from the live now. I'll be live tomorrow, as you guys know. So adios, peace, take care. Oh, and this live will be on YouTube and also on where else I stream? Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook. Peace. Fucking hell, is he gonna let me in? Imagine if you see me stripping. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. You guys